Hello, everyone. This is Nicole Whitlock with eCom Sellers Mastery. And today we are going through session 2 of our bundles workshop. This is the second session in an 8-session series, and I'm so glad that you're all here. We're going to be talking about a few things today. This is actually my favorite session of all the sessions, because this is where all the ideas come to life. So there's an exercise we're going to do that's going to bring ideas to life for you. So with that being said, let's get this party started. So I believe in the last session, briefly, and this is what today's session, and I am going to apologize in advance. My mouse is not always cooperating with me. It is doing its own thing sometimes, and I'm annoyed by that. There's pretty much nothing I can do about it, but I'm terribly annoyed by it. So today's session, we're going to be talking about some branding basics. We're not going to take a deep dive into Amazon branding. We're just going to talk about branding in general. We're going to talk about niche research, product sourcing and research, wholesale research, private label research, arbitrage research, and some basics of creating a listing. Now, here's the hint. We actually did cover in session 1 some basics of creating a listing. We're going to talk about it again in this one as we begin in session 3. We're actually going to create a listing. So I think our first listing, I believe, is on Amazon, but I'll have to go back and double check. So with that being said, I make no guarantees and no promises. Your results are based on your effort, your decisions, and your work. I will say, more often you do bundles, the better your bundle results will become over time. Again, I think I used the analogy last time of being a toddler. And then like the more you tried to practice walking, the better you got at it. Or the more you tried to practice eating, the better you got at it. Same thing with bundles. The more you do it, the better you get at it. I hope that you all decided which bundle goal you want to put in place for yourself. Are you going to make an attempt to create one bundle a month, every single month for the next 12 months? Or are you going to make an attempt to create one bundle a week? That's 52 bundles. So which one of those goals? I hope that you chose one and that you made a note of it so that way you can get started down that path of creating a bundle. So with that being said, why do you need a brand? Why do you need a brand? So we were going to look up some of these brands. I think most everyone knows who Disney is, who Marvel, which is part of Disney, is. Del Monte is a food brand. Hamilton Beach is normally a kitchen type of brand. Nike, they're known for clothes and shoes, more shoes initially than clothes, but clothes and shoes. Canon and Sony, those are digital related products. So the brand helps you to build an identity so your customers know, what you stand for, what you offer, who you are. One of the easiest brands that's been around for years that I think most people know about outside of Disney before Walt Disney is Coca-Cola. Like you could see that Coca-Cola logo anywhere. You knew exactly who it was. You know exactly what they sell. They initially just had one niche. They sold Coca-Cola. They eventually branched out and sold other Coke-related products. But initially, that sounds so funny saying that out loud. But anyway, they initially, only sold Coca-Cola, and it was in that hourglass-shaped bottle, and they were known for that. So you could see that hourglass-shaped bottle for the longest time and know that there was an association with Coca-Cola. Like I even think they trademarked the bottle. I did some research on it at one point. I think they trademarked the bottle. You now can see that they've literally taken that logo for Coca-Cola. They put it on different things. Like I was doing a class and we did some research on Coca-Cola products, and there was a whole room that was Coca-Cola themed. So they had a Coca-Cola neon light sign. They painted the entire room red, which is stark. But anyway, they had Coca-Cola curtains. There was a Coca-Cola stool and a Coca-Cola tabletop. There was and then they had like that miniature refrigerator that had the Coca-Cola in it. It was all themed. But when you think of when you say the words Coca-Cola, the initial thing that comes to mind for those of us of a certain age is that hourglass bottle. For others, it may be the can. or it may be the 2-liter bottle. But there is initially when you say the words, something comes to mind. It makes you think of drinking something. Every time you saw the commercials, it had the bubbles and the fizz. You kind of got the feeling that it was cold and chilled, and it was designed to quench your thirst. So they actually just like plugged in to the 5 senses in that commercial. The look, like the feel. You can almost taste the Coca-Cola sometimes when you watch the commercials. It was just such a great hat trick. So they plugged into the senses as part of that journey. And then over time, they kind of expanded into like, get that song, you like to tease the world, a song, needed harmony. You like to buy the world a Coke. Da, 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 da. So anyway, then it was like all about bringing people together around Coca-Cola, buying somebody a Coke. Let's all be friends. Let's all get along. There was a whole feeling behind that. So that brand like evolved and continued to evolve, and they still continue to evolve today. They have their name on stadiums and buildings and all this other stuff. And there's probably a street with the name. But again, they're building a brand, building an asset. And now that asset is like everywhere. It's on almost everything. You can buy Coca-Cola hats, socks, jackets. You can buy backpacks. You can buy all kinds of stuff because the logo is on everything. So starts off with one thing and expanded to like 50,000. Your brand links your name, your logo, your online presence, product. Again, I already went through all of that. It will create sales and revenue for your business. We are starting small. So our brand, they don't know who we are. They don't know what we do. So when you're thinking about your branding, definitely keep that in mind. Long-term, bigger picture, where does this business look like for you 5 years from now, 10 years from now, when you're gone from this earth? Is this one of those things that you want to be around when you're gone? So that's why branding is so important. Like if you're going to go after branding, you don't ever want to think short term. You always want to think long term. What could this thing become long term, bigger picture? Not trying to eat the entire elephant all at once. We're just going to take one bite at a time, but you got to start somewhere. And that's exactly what Coca-Cola did. They started with one drink and it expanded to so many other things. So, and maybe they'll get there, maybe it won't. But again, you got to think, where do you want this thing to go and be over time? Do you want somebody to buy your brand so you can go and retire in Tahiti, or wherever you want to go? So a proclamation, you hereby state that you will deliver blah, blah, blah based on your brand. So we're going to get into branding, and we're going to take branding and niching, and we're going to kind of like indirectly combine them so that we can come up with an awesome product bundle at the end of the day. So I want you to think about your brand. I want you to think about, long-term, bigger picture. Where do you want this brand to go? What do you want this brand to become or evolve into? Because branding is such a big deal. It is. People remember things based off of the brand. So your brand, your domain, again, Coca-Cola is coca-cola.com. That's their domain. They own all the social media assets for Coca-Cola, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. Like they own it all. They got all of their online real estate. All of that together is part of that branding journey. So when you first get started creating bundles, you may not have a brand together, but every time you're putting together a bundle, I want you to think, is this going to become something, or do I want this to become something that I'm going to later brand and I want to grow or have somebody buy it from me, like acquire my brand, buy the whole thing, let it live on in infamy, go grow it and let it become something else. I got it started and hand it off to the next person that's supposed to make it become something bigger. But you do want your brand to become something that customers trust, that you can build customer loyalty around. So when you think of Gerber started off, baby food, and they sell all kinds of stuff now, but including life insurance. But baby food, they got the Gerber on the life insurance. They had baby food was what they first started off with. So people began to trust the baby food. They did a really great job with the marketing, with the picture of the baby's face on the front and the simple letters that are associated with it. So every time you saw that in your mind, you may have immediately thought Gerber. They've evolved over the years. But again, when they first started off, they were building trust. That if I buy this, I trust that this will be nourishing to my baby's body. I trust that this is going to be something that is good for my baby and help my baby to grow. I am not worried about the contents. We're not going to talk about what happened in the, I think it was 90s, but we're not going to worry about the contents of the food, that my child is not going to get sick. It's not going to do anything to, make my child sick or poison them. So if you guys don't know, there was a whole thing in the 90s with Gerber, was it early 2000, where they found arsenic levels in the Gerber juices. So anyway, and it protects your brand, protects your products from other competitors. So again, think about your branding. Your branding is going to be tied to your domain, hopefully, and all your social media assets if we do this right. Always have your branding in mind. And what I want you to do, when you get a chance, like think of a brand that you know, and I want you to go look at them, like dissect their colors, dissect their messaging, dissect what their products are that they offer, because you know brands. We all know brands. I mean, I think about it, Honda is a brand. Toyota is a brand. Those are all brands. So there's brands in every area. Every area has brands. Foods, furniture, clothing, all of that. Even building houses, like Pulte is a brand. Toll Brothers is a brand. They build houses. So go do some research on some brands and then come up with some ideas around your potential brand. Now, with that, I want you to marry that together with your domain, which I hope is next. Yes, it is. So when you are thinking of your brand, I want you to also think about your domain, because whatever your brand name is going to be, we want to go ahead and acquire that domain as part of that. So I'm going to tell you a very sad and pathetic domain story about my own personal business. I created eCom Sellers, and I bought all the domains for everything eCom Sellers related that I could immediately think of, including eCom Sellers TV.tv. What I failed to do was buy ecomsellers.com. So I bought eCom Sellers Summit, eCom Sellers Master, eCom Sellers Academy, eCom Sellers Tribe, I bought all of these eCom Sellers, blah, blah, blah. I forgot to buy ecomsellers.com. Somebody bought it and I had to buy my brand domain from them. Not very smart, Nicole. So when you are doing this research, you're thinking about your brand, get your notebook out, write down some ideas, some thoughts about a brand. I also want you to think about, what would that domain be? Okay. So when we talk about Disney, it is not thedisney.com. It is not disneyusa.com. It is disney.com. And yes, .com is the most recommended, most trusted extension for any domain. It is. Hands down, it is. So even if you're in another country, .com is still the one. It's still the one. And I talked about Gerber before. Again, it is not thegerber.com. It is not the original Gerber.com. It is not GerberUSA.com. It is Gerber.com. So when you're thinking about your brand and you want to get a domain, make sure the domain is available. You're going to go do research to see if that domain or that brand name that you came up with is available. Okay? And if it is, that's fantastic. Go buy it. Even if it's a couple of domains, go buy them. Okay. I personally like Namecheap over any other domain provider. I do. That's me personally. I use them all the time over GoDaddy and even over Google, although I will buy a Google domain from time to time. But because Google is, their domains are going to come up naturally in the search engine. So if you're going to do a Google domain, make sure you have the keywords in your title. Okay. So you're going to go and write down some brand names. That's your activity number one. Activity number two, go see if the domain's available for those potential brand names. They should be short. They should be memorable. They should be generic enough that if you want to sell a variety of different things under that domain, then you can do that. So I'm going to use an example of, I think we looked at a couple of different things. I'm teaching a Shopify course. And so one of the Shopify stores, the name of it is Meowitons. So what do you think Meowitons sells? Meowitons. Meowitons. That's the name. So they sell cat products, all kinds of cat products, which means they have the opportunity for cat bundles, and they do sell cat bundles. So Meowitons is going to be somewhat memorable. I love the thesaurus, so you should become really close friends with the thesaurus, because you can find related words or connected words or words that are similar, have similar meaning. If your domain is not available, go grab the thesaurus and put in your word, and then you can look for similar or related words. You can also use these domain generators to see what's available based on what you put in there. So if you decide you're going to sell cat bundles, Meowitons is an amazing name for a brand. It is, because you think of cats, most people, meow. It doesn't mean that it's a black cat or a striped cat. It doesn't mean if it's a kitten. It doesn't mean if it's an adult cat. It doesn't mean that it's only for adults that like things that have cats on them, like t-shirts and socks and stuff like that. This is all things cats, because it is what a cat does. A cat meows. So since a cat meows, Meowitons was a great name for this particular brand, because I don't know about the Atons, but the fact that beginning of that brand name starts with meow, I immediately, when I see it visually, I can think, okay, this is probably related to cats because it has the word meow in it. Okay, so that's an example. So make sure that it's short. Don't let it start with numbers unless it makes sense. So 23andMe is an example of where a domain starts with numbers and it makes sense for the domain to start with numbers. 23andMe is your chromosome counts, X chromosome. And so, or Y, one of them. So, anyway, it's your chromosomes. And so 23andMe, for those people that follow gene, research, they're really into that. Like, oh, okay. So because of that, they started their domain with 23 and then the words and me. Initially, when it first came out, I couldn't even make the connection on what they were selling. But eventually, because it was everywhere, and you're following your analysis about you, what they sold. When I looked at the site or I heard the commercials or I saw the visual graphics for it, it clicks in my mind. This is about me. So you're checking different things about me, about my health, about my gene history, where I'm from, what are my health traits, all that other stuff. So it has to do with my chromosomes. Okay, I get it, or genes. I get it now. 23andMe. If it makes sense to start with a number, start with a number. Having a niche word or a related niche word in your domain name and your brand name is not going to hurt. Coca-Cola was it. Like, they made Coca-Cola. Period. We say Coke now, but it takes on a whole different meaning. but again, Coca-Cola, that's all they sold. So when I think of Meowitons, I think of cats. Use your thesaurus to help you maybe come up with some related words if the brand and domain that you want to acquire is not available. Okay, so this is going to be an exercise you're going to go through, and you're going to also look for similar names. Never, ever, ever buy a domain where there is a dominant domain that is similar to yours. Okay. So if I were going to, maybe I really like, I don't know, Gerber does not make me think of baby food, but they eventually made me think of baby food. But Coca-Cola, Coke makes sense. So if I tried to buy the domain Coke.com, let's just say, hypothetically it was available, and let's just pretend that drugs was not associated with the word Coke. So if I wanted to buy the domain Coke, and Coca-Cola had been around for years, it has been sold, for years. They have all types of other types of branding that goes with Coca-Cola. what do you think the chances are that I'm going to be able to drive traffic to me? Or do you think I'm actually going to end up driving traffic to Coca-Cola? The chances are I'm going to drive a whole bunch of traffic to Coca-Cola. I'm going to drive zero traffic to me because Coca-Cola is dominating the internet space as far as the search engines are concerned. So it's going to take me forever to try and rank for this. It's going to take me forever to make my presence known. It's going to take me forever. It may never happen. So do not choose a similar name where you are potentially going to drive traffic to your competitors or traffic to a similar site or a non-related site. You have to be found. You have to be found. So use your thesaurus, use Google as your friend, use some of these domain name generators. You're looking for a combination of your domain and brand so that you can come up with something long-term that will work. When you're done with this exercise, I hope that you have 5 or 10 options. I hope that you don't just have one. I really want you to have multiple options available. And if you have the cash and you're committed to the journey of making this brand come to life, I want to encourage you to potentially go ahead and buy the domain. Don't wait, don't sit on your hands, because if you do, you're just gonna run into the same problem I ran into and make the mistake of, oh, somebody already got it, okay? Because we think that it's just gonna be available all the time, and it's not. People buy domains for fun. They buy them for fun, and then, and I do it too, I'm just gonna say, if an idea comes to me, I go buy the domain. I can always release it, in a year, because if I'm not gonna develop it, it doesn't become anything. I can always release it in a year. But initially, I'm like, ugh. So go buy the domain if you have the capital. If you don't, make sure you have a really good list of 10 options available. Go check to make sure if that domain is already trademarked, that brand is already trademarked. So you can go to trademarks and check that. In addition to that, go and check, use the domain generator tools. So I am going to escape out of this. I think all of them work except for Namish. I think something happened with Namish. So let me paste this in the chat. And we'll make sure that we email you all some stuff over the holidays. I have my amazing VAs. We're catching up on another project. So we're catching up on a whole bunch of stuff. So they're going to be able to send you some stuff. So there's 3 sites for a domain name generator. And then, hold on. And then the trademark. Let's go do some research. So does everybody understand the assignment? The first part of the assignment is to think about a brand. Think about what you potentially want to sell. And if you want it to be something generic, but you are going to focus on a niche, we're going to talk about niches in a second. And you're going to focus on a niche. Maybe you're going to sell all cat products. Maybe you're going to sell all dog products. Maybe you're going to sell all toddler products. Maybe you're going to sell all maybe plants, like house plant products. Like, I don't know what you're thinking of, because there's bundles in everything. There are bundles in everything. Everything has automotive products. Maybe you're going to sell, think about where you are now in your business. What are the things that you specialize in? If you don't specialize in anything, that is potentially also okay. You can come up with a generic name. Just make sure the domain is available and it doesn't potentially drive traffic to something else that's not related to what you sell, okay? Please don't create a domain that's going to make it so hard for people to even remember what they bought or remember what the brand is. It's nothing like going to a holiday party, talking to either family members or friends, or maybe it's on a Zoom call, maybe it's physically at a party, and say, I bought this amazing watch band, and it does, it has all of these extra features that enhance the greatness of my existing watch. Like, I don't know, whatever the strap is different, it's easy release strap, blah, blah, blah. So maybe there's an opportunity there, and you have created such a weird name that nobody can remember what your product is. You want something that is short and memorable that people can say, and it's this blah, blah, blah brand. You should go look it up. It's blah, blah, blah brand. So whatever that happens to be, you don't want them to mess it up, screw it up. The person that they're telling goes home. They're like, I'm looking for a new band for my autistic child. and they told me this was a great band. And I sit down in front of the computer or I try to pull it up on my phone and I have screwed up typing it in because it is such a complicated name. So think about that as well. You don't want anything that's going to be crazy. Don't do anything that has hyphens in it either. So does this make sense? The activity is think of a brand name, go see if the domain is available, or you can go after domains using your thesaurus, seeing what the domain generator creates, and see if you like it for your brand. Does that make sense? Is everybody tracking? Has everybody had their coffee? Questions about just that activity? Are we all here? Hello? All right. Now, move on to the next thing. Now that we sort of have an idea, we're making our list. We got 10 potential brand names and domain names potentially available. The next thing we want to do is we want to think about our branding. What are potentially the colors? What do we want the logo to look like? So again, when you think of different brands, Coca-Cola is red and white, very distinct, very easy to remember. It's not that complicated, it only has 2 colors. I don't even know what Gerber is. I think of black text, and that's the only thing that comes to mind. I think it's like black and white, maybe, is Gerber. Nike, like Nike has the black and white swoosh. 2 colors, 1 little symbol. The symbol by itself is the logo, or the word Nike by itself is the logo, but traditionally is black and white. So again, that's 2 colors. Paying attention to what's happening out there. When you figure out what it is you potentially want to sell, if you're going to sell cat products, if you're going to sell dog products, if you're going to sell household goods, whatever you decide you're going to sell, long-term, bigger picture, go and look at some of the competitors. If you're going to sell kitchen products, then go look at some of the Hamilton Beach and KitchenAid and look at their branding. KitchenAid, I think, is black and white as well. So they've got the whole KitchenAid with the dot on the end or something like that, and it's black and white. And look at the branding for your competitors. Be inspired by your competitors' branding or related product branding. You need to go do that research. That is your third activity. I need you to go do research on competitors and or related or similar products. Look at their branding when you go to their website. Look at their branding if you physically have their products sitting on your desk. So if you have their products sitting on your desk, look at it. What are the colors that they're using? How are the letters shaped? What's happening with their website? Those types of things are going to be helpful to you long-term, bigger picture, as you potentially grow this brand out to become something that leaves a legacy for your family, or that makes you rich enough to go buy a house in Maui. Whatever the plan is, I don't know what your long-term plan is. So look at your competitor stuff, and I want you to begin the process of developing a logo for that brand. For some people, the logo is an image. Think of Nike. Nike has an image, and they also have the words. So they have technically 2 logos. They also have a third one, which is the combination of the words and the swish together. So they technically have 3 logos as far as trademarking is concerned. So do you want it to be a symbol that people think of with your words? Do you want it to be a symbol by itself? Wouldn't recommend it as you're starting off. When you grow bigger, that makes more sense. Or do you want, and think of Apple. Apple is another example. Like when you see the apple, you don't even have to know, you know it's an Apple product because of the apple, okay? You know it is an Apple product by default. But again, they had to get there. Initially, it wasn't that way. So think of the words and how do you want the words to look? What type of font do you want? What are the colors you want for your brand? And Canva offers the opportunity to create a branding kit. Like they have a branding kit available. So if you have a paid Canva account, you can do all kinds of interesting stuff around branding kits, because long-term, bigger picture, when we create amazing bundles, we can create generic bundles. But again, we want this thing to eventually, hopefully, evolve into something else. So having that in mind as you start the journey doesn't hurt. Creating your brand now, that it becomes a brand that grows over time. Think about that now. That doesn't mean that brands don't change, because as you know, like Wendy's changed up their sign just a little bit. when Home Depot first came out versus what they look like now. They changed up their logo just a little bit. You know, Walmart has changed their logo over the years. If you go look at the old Walmart logos and the new ones, Target, the same thing. So companies evolve, but they still have that similar look and feel, so customers know who they are. Customers know who they are. When Nike first came out, it was just Nike. Then they eventually added the swoosh. So again, think about long-term, bigger picture. Initially, let's get the brand acquired. Let's get the brand set up. And then we know that your logo may change over time. You don't want to make drastic changes, especially if there's a customer association at that point. So here's a couple of sites that you can use to do some branding work. Think about the colors. Think about how the logo is designed. You can create logos with these tools. So I'm going to give you that. And I want you to use Google to go in, and I want you to go Google search color psychology. There's a reason why some of these companies chose the colors that they chose. What does that color mean? How does that color make customers feel? I was very intentional and strategic about choosing the colors of eCom sellers. It's blue and orange. Very strategic. I wanted it to be a strong brand. I wanted it to be a brand that people trusted. I also wanted it to be cheerful, and I wanted it to make people, I wanted it to exude confidence. So I chose orange over yellow. So again, I chose two colors. There's a whole, if you're catching now that I keep saying the words two colors, it doesn't have to be two colors, it can be three colors, but the more simplified as you go down the logo journey and you go down the brand journey, you're going to see that there's typically 2 or 3 colors, and that's it. So when you go to the site has predominantly those 2 or 3 colors, and that's it. They're not confusing it with 9 other colors. It is fairly straightforward that there's a lot of continuity between the website, the brand, and the product, and what the customer, they know that they're on the right site. They know they're going to the right place because there's continuity in everything, in all of the social media, in all of the print ads, and all of the physical mail that goes out. Everything, there's continuity between it. So go do research. Activity number 3, after you figure out your branding thing, activity number 3 is to go work on a branding kit. Activity number 4 is to do some color research while you're working on the branding kit. And then activity number 5 is to create a logo. We need a logo for our brand. We need a logo for whatever we're going to sell. Come up with a couple of different logos, okay? Come up with a couple of different ones. Some of the sites will allow you to do the free stuff. Come up with a couple of different logos, okay? So I am going to escape. I'm going to try to copy without, probably have to do it old school. I'm just going to tab down because me and my computer are not in agreement. Hopefully I'm getting a new computer for Christmas. So those are in the chat. I will email these out as well, so you'll have them. But I want you to take that and I want you to engage in this activity. Really think about it long-term, bigger picture. Maybe you take your list of 10 and you do the research on those 10 to make sure the domain's available and make sure all the social media assets are available. And then you figure out what colors based on what you see for your competitors or related products. And again, you don't have to be the exact same, but definitely don't be way left of center field. Please don't be way left of center field. So I'm going to use the example of maybe makeup. When you think of makeup websites, you see a lot of mauve and beige, and sometimes pink and cream colors and some light grays. You don't see, in most cases, if you see bright red, it's on a pair of lips. If you see bright green, it might be somebody dyed their hair green. Like, it is not that bright neon green. It's not so stark and weird. So don't, stand out so drastically that people are like, okay, I'm not really sure what you're selling here. Keep that in mind as you look at some of these sites. Don't be so left of center field. You don't have to follow the crowd, but you can be inspired by similar or related products and get some ideas around that and what makes sense. Okay, so as you're starting down this journey of creating your brand on a lot of the different platforms, depending on which platform you're selling on, think about, again, long-term, bigger picture, establishing that particular brand. You need to go out and if you haven't in your current business, in your current e-commerce business, if you've already established like your mailing situation, for some people, they set up a PO box. Some people have a mailbox that's with UPS store. Some people, if you're not in the US, or maybe you are in the US and you just don't want any mail coming to your house because you're running everything out of your house, then you may use other tools like Anytime Mailbox, Virtual Post Mail. You literally can Google virtual mailing addresses. If you Google virtual mailing addresses, you'll have a bunch of options that are available to you. I just only have 2 listed here. You don't have to use these 2. Okay? Choose one, do some research, find out how they handle your mail. Find out if things are returned, like let's say your bundle is a decent size. So if somebody is returning the bundle, like how are they going to receive that? This Anytime Mailbox or Virtual Post Mail. Maybe they don't receive boxes at all. They're going to forward it to you. Are they going to charge you a surcharge to forward that to you and to your physical address? So it's sort of an in between. And then you also have to think about what does that do when it takes a little bit longer for something to receive back? Like, how is your customer going to feel about that, about getting their refund? If they say, well, I show it was received at your address. So, and then you go, well, technically it was received at my address, but I am not there and it's coming to me. So blah, blah, blah. So think about that. Come up with a mailing address if you don't already have one. If you have this established, no worries, move on with life. As you continue to build your brand, also think about your email address. For your brand, I'm going to tell you that if you decide to build a site, you're probably not going to start off with the site, but eventually you may get to a place where you build a website, even if it's a free website. Having an email address where customers can contact you is helpful, especially if you decide on your branding label, you're going to put a QR code or you're going to put a website at the bottom in the name. Then when they go to the site, if they want to email you, how do they reach you? They have to fill out a contact us form, or are you going to give them an actual email address where they can contact you? So don't put a Gmail account. That does not exude trust. Don't put a Yahoo. Don't put an Outlook. Try to use your branded domain name for that. So for us, for eCom sellers, we have eCom Seller Summit at gmail.com. Okay. But and we do actually, we're getting into the product game. But anyway, eCom Seller Summit at gmail.com. When you email us, you're going to email us either at info@ecomsellersummit.com, support@ecomsellersummit.com, or Nicole at ecomsellersummit.com. Or you can do the same thing with eCom sellers. So keep that in mind. Like they literally can put in our, whatever our domain is, the first name at thedomainname.com. That's what you want on your external customer facing information, even if it forwards on the back end to a Gmail account. So don't ever use the Gmail in your marketing and advertising, or Outlook or Hotmail or whatever you're using. Phone numbers, we have 2. So the PO box, what's going to cost you money here? Let's just talk about the money. The PO box is going to cost you money, or the UPS store is going to cost you money. And if you use any of the virtual mailboxes, they're going to cost you money. You need to be prepared from a financial standpoint to spend that money. Okay, figure out what it is, decide what's going to be most cost effective for your business, and do that. If you already got a process in place, don't introduce anything new. Email address, well, you got to buy the domain. Outside of that, once you buy the domain, you don't have any other money expense when it comes to email addresses, unless you decide to buy something else. So you don't have anything else. If you decide you're going to buy a email marketing tool, that's going to be your expense. So you can write that down as an expense that you would have to deal with on this journey to building amazing bundles. Then, and again, when you first start, you may not have any of this that you need, but if your bundle takes off, or if that brand takes off, you need to be prepared for these things. Phone number, a Google Voice account is absolutely free. I have a Google Voice account for our business. Whenever somebody calls a certain number, it forwards to my Google Voice, and then I can pick it up from whatever phone, and I can say the name of the company as it is, once it rings. So having a Google Voice account is free, doesn't cost you any money. Grasshopper and Freedom Voice, they're going to cost you money. So we also have an 800 number that we pay for. We pay for Freedom Voice every single month. You can pay for that. And again, it costs you money. So this information is going to be helpful as you build your brand on whatever sites that you decide you're going to sell on. And then domains. So I personally prefer Namecheap. I already mentioned that. Google domains makes sense as well, especially if you have a keyword in your domain name itself. Because again, people are going to easily find you if you have a keyword or related keyword in your domain name. GoDaddy, I'm not always a fan of GoDaddy. I'm not a fan. So I will tell you the domain price for Google domains and Namecheap is reasonable. The other thing is, the one thing about Namecheap is that you can connect it, like if you decide to do Wix, Weebly, Shopify, if you decide to do any other BigCommerce, WooCommerce, you literally can attach your store to any of that, okay? Even a WordPress site. The other thing is that if you're struggling with keyword research, struggling with figuring out keywords, you can actually set up buy a Keywords Everywhere account for $10, the flat fee. And it'll allow you, I think, up to 100,000 keywords research. So that's helpful, especially as you build your brand and you're trying to figure out what keywords to use in your products. So I would encourage you, go set up a Keywords Everywhere account, spend the $10, set it up, and use that in your business to help you with creating listings and product descriptions, titles for your products, and you can use it in your domain research as well. Okay. All right. Can we get the wholesalers list? Yes. You will get the wholesalers list. We'll make sure that we add that. We haven't distributed any of that stuff yet. So, all right. Next. So does that make sense? Everybody has the activity of making sure that they have an address solution, an email solution, a phone, and deciding on what they're doing for their domain. Does that all make sense to everybody? Okay. Next, social media. Oh my gosh. So we've gone down that exercise of picking out 10 potential domains and or brands. You can do 20. It doesn't really matter. Okay. Just don't limit yourself because you may run into roadblocks. Because this is where I see people have challenges because they bought the domain, they did the research on the domain, they made sure it was available on the trademark, and then they come over to social media and it's being used. It's like, what? So when you're doing the research, again, you're writing everything down before you buy, after you've done all your initial research. Go make sure that all of the social media assets are available as well. Social media is now online real estate. For those that have been on the real estate journey or have followed anything about real estate, big buildings being on the sides of the highway, or, okay, there's a reason why they strategically put Walmarts where they put them. And there's a reason why they put, fast food joints where they put them, because they've done some research on how much traffic is going past and where people are looking for things and whatnot. Well, it's the same thing with online. Your social media is your online real estate. It is an actual asset. Because again, when you get ready to sell this brand, you're selling all of it. You're selling the logo, you're selling all the social media assets, whether you use them or not. You're selling everything about this business, the domain, all of it. So if you build the social media assets, you're not going to do that initially, but if you build the social media assets, again, you have a nice price tag that you can ask for this particular product or brand. You can negotiate much better. Make sure you actually get the domain name, the social media tag name. So when people are looking for Coca-Cola, they go to Facebook, they type in Coca-Cola, or they might type in Coke. They probably have both of them. They're going to literally go directly to Coca-Cola. It's going to be Coca-Cola's original Facebook page, Instagram page, Pinterest page, LinkedIn page, Twitter page, YouTube, TikTok. They're going to get them all. They don't go and search for on social media the original Coca-Cola. They don't search for Coca-Cola USA, they search for Coca-Cola, or they search for Gerber, or they search for Disney. When you go to Facebook, you type in Disney, you're going to go to Disney's fan page. You might get a whole bunch of other stuff. There's probably Disney groups. There's other Disney, like the Disney store, because the Disney store was a thing. So you're going to get the exact thing that you're looking for. So the Facebook asset matches the domain asset word for word. Same thing with Instagram. Same thing with Pinterest. You need to make sure that they match word for word. No dashes, no underscores, none of that. So go get all the social media assets for the one. Once you narrow down from your list of 20 and you narrow down to a list of maybe 3, go get the social media assets for that and park them. You don't have to do anything with them. Just go create a fan page called whatever, go to fan page, create fan page, and then name it whatever it is that you think you're going to go down that path, whatever it is. Get it before somebody else gets it. The great thing about social media assets is you don't have to pay for them. This is absolutely free. There's no expense to you. So go do it. Don't be mad when you decided to wait 3 weeks later and somebody got your whatever. What is that going to do to your business when people are looking for it? Now they have to go look for whatever name, dash whatever name. Nobody's searching like that. Nobody is searching. Do you search by whatever name, dash whatever name? You don't. You search by just the name. You don't go Coke dash Coke, Coca, like you don't do that. Coca dash Cola. You don't do that. You just type in Coca-Cola, period. You're not putting a dash in the middle intentionally, or an underscore. You're not putting the original on the end, beginning, or you're not putting something else on the end. You're not adding extra words. You're going after whatever the name is. So your goal is to get that social media asset, and you want to get it because it's absolutely free to you. Okay, it doesn't cost you any money. You don't have to do anything with it at all. Nothing. Okay, so go create accounts for it and make sure you write down the passwords so you can get back into it. Write down the passwords, people. Please write down the passwords so you can get back into it, because it may be 6 months before you actually go back and do something with the social media assets. And you're going, oh my God, I don't know what the password is to this. So go write it down somewhere so you can come back to it. It may even be a year before you get to it. So go park them, narrow it down to, I've got the exact domain. I've got the brand is available. I bought the domain and I acquired all the social media assets. I'm good to go. I literally can now grow this brand without any interference. Now, before you do any of that, back on the domain research, remember that you don't want to have anybody that's going to be selling something that is related or similar, because you're not trying to drive traffic to them. You're not trying to drive traffic to them. That doesn't mean that somebody is not going to be a hater and come and create something after you created something that's similar to your name and try to take all your traffic, because people will do that. People are just, I don't know why. There are some people in this world that are like that, okay? So I'm not saying that it won't happen to you over time, but initially you're going to do your due diligence, do the research, and make sure before you go down the rabbit hole of building out this brand. And that's the reason why I was like, if you do 3 at a minimum, then you narrow it down over time to 3. Then if something happens, you can always use the other ones potentially to build those out. Okay, so go create your social media assets. Now you can go do your domain. You can do all of that. And in reality, I probably should have this slide before the create your domain. But in any case, make sure that you've done the research as well on the social media assets, and then go buy the domain. All right. Any questions about that? Does that make sense to everyone? We're trying to build a brand. We're trying to be long-term. We're trying to be flying on a private jet. No, I don't care about those things. If you've ever met me, you know that I don't care about any of that stuff. Like, all the money I make goes to my kids. So, all right. Okay. Now, okay. So, hi, Nicole. So say example, I already have nike.com.au, but not available on .com. Should I create Nike Shop, which is available in international market? Well, okay, so you don't want to get in trouble. This is a great example. So let's just pretend that Nike was not trademarked. If Nike was not trademarked, the question becomes, are people looking for your brand name shop, or are they just looking for your brand name that you decided to create? That becomes the question, because the extension .shop is available, period. Like, it's now available. You can buy .shop on any of the domain generators or domain site. You can do that. What I wouldn't do is I would try to buy .com, period. Because when your customers are thinking about your brand, you're going to have to do so much extra work to tell them to go to your brand name shop.com. If you're doing, maybe you're just selling supplements. So you're selling vitamin C, you're selling oranges. I would just use oranges. That's easy. So let's say you're selling oranges. People are not going to orangeshop.com. They're just going to oranges. They saw your website, it's called oranges.com. They saw your branding on the outside of different products. So the outside of whatever it happens to be, you've got this amazing packaging with your logo that says oranges, and you have this packaging that has oranges on it, and they're going to oranges.com. So when they're getting ready to go buy things, you have to take the extra step to train your customers to remember to add the word shop.com if they want to go to your website. It's just an extra thing, and it's extra work. If there's anything that you can do to where you don't have to train your customers to do that, where it's just natural, it's a natural evolution for them to do that. That's what you want to do. I would not do, in your example that you have here, nike.com.au. I would do nike.au if that is what is commonly bought in your country. I would not do .com.au. So what traditionally happens is if I go to nike.com, I'm going to use that example. If I go to nike.com right now, I think if they realize that your IP address is coming from an international, and this happens on a lot of different sites that are big name brands, they will ask the country, and then they'll have a rerouter that actually moves you to the correct country. So again, you can decide how you want to do it, but I would try to go after the .com first. You can definitely do a rerouter. You can buy both of them. You can buy nike.com and nike.au, so you own both of them so that you're prepared for your growth long-term, bigger picture. If you're only planning on selling your products only in your country for the rest of your life, then that's fine. But if you are envisioning beyond today, beyond who you are now, when somebody wants to buy this entire brand and all of its assets, will they be frustrated if somebody else came up behind them and bought nike.au because you didn't buy it? So when they buy the assets, now they got to go negotiate with Bob over here who bought nike.au just to try and own all the assets. So they can put a redirector if they got the big bank, they got deep pockets, they can put a redirector on it, and so it'll do nike.com/au. They could do that and just ignore Bob. But again, I would definitely try to, you decide which way you want to go. It wouldn't hurt to own both of them if you're planning on growing big, long term. Does that answer your question? I hope it did. Let me know if it didn't answer your question. And don't forget that we also have a Q&A at 3:00, but you can definitely, if it didn't answer your question, let me know. Okay. So we talked about the social media assets. Everybody's going to go do the research to get their social media assets. And again, you're starting with your list of 10. You're going to do the research on your list of 10. You're going to decide on your list of 10. If you got the money, you can buy the domains for all 10. And if you got the time, go create the social media assets for all 10. But let's not be greedy. Let's try to figure out which one you're feeling, which one, after you've done the research, I think I like, out of these 10, I really like these 3. And then let's get those 3. And let's go get all the social media assets for those 3. Let's buy the domains for those 3. All right. So now we talked about trademarks. So the trademark research, I briefly talked about trademark before. Trademarks matter. And you want to make sure that whatever you buy is not already trademarked. You don't get in trouble for it. You're not trying to go down the rabbit hole of being in trouble for different things. So make sure you do your trademark research. I had trademarks on the other one. I will share all of these links. You can't, if it's already been trademarked, then you can't create it for you. You can't use it for your domain on your brand. You just can't. And you'll find that sometimes, like we had our Facebook page taken down. I think it was because we defined it wrong, but our Facebook page was taken down. Amazon pays my bills. I'm a business partner. We had a Facebook fan page and it was defined as a store, and we had our page taken down. That was the first time that ever happened to me. I was like, what? So anyway, she defined it wrong. She defined it as a shop, and it got in trouble because it's trademarked, because you can't sell Amazon products on a Facebook page that has Amazon in the name if it's not Amazon itself. So that was really interesting. So I'm going to go ahead and give you all these. And then we're going to get ready to do my lovely exercise that I love. So if you need to take a quick break, go get some water. I'm probably going to talk like a crazy person here in a second about the favorite part of this exercise. This is my favorite part that we're about to do. It is I don't know what to sell, and what do I sell, and how do I figure out what to sell, and how do I'm like, okay, we're going to solve this problem. So take these URLs, use them to help you do research on your trademark. If you're going to trademark your brand, I encourage you to. Let me just say that. Once you figure out your brand and the domain, and you say, this is what I'm going with, I'm not going to trademark all three that I've narrowed it down. I'm only going to trademark one of the three, and make sure you know which product. So we're going to talk about which product here in a second. Make sure you know which product category it's going to be under. I will tell you because I've already done the trademark route. I think it's $14.95 is what it costs me for the trademark. If you're going to do copyright, I feel like copyright is like $2.95, but I could be wrong. And so just put aside, if you have the money, $1,800 or $2,000, so you're prepared for the cost of trademarking your brand, your product, all of that. Just set aside that money. So what I do is, because I do retail arbitrage, I sell things around the house and put that into a fund so that when I'm ready to do trademark work of something that I plan on building or growing into something bigger, that the money is already there and I'm ready to go. But I do go acquire all the social media assets. I buy the domain. I make sure that I am ready to go so that when I am reaching out to the trademark office, that we can go through this process. Now, I use the Amazon Accelerator program, and we're going to talk about Amazon, I think, next week. But I use the Amazon Accelerator program to get my trademark expedited through the process. If you go the regular route with going with an attorney, I will tell you right now, my business partner, she did it, and it took her close to 16 or 18 months going with a trademark attorney versus going through the Amazon Accelerator program. Even if you're not selling on Amazon, I would encourage you to do that because it was so fast. Everything was approved and done with I feel like 6 weeks. I could be wrong on that. It may have actually been 4 weeks, but it was very fast. Versus my buddy over here, it took her like 16 months going the other route. There's something about the attorneys and that Amazon is using, and something about the process and the way that they're doing it that is moving that process along much faster. So again, even if you're not an Amazon seller, I want to encourage you, if you're going to trademark your product, long-term, bigger picture, if you're going to trademark your brand, I would encourage you to go through the Amazon Accelerator process. Otherwise, be prepared to spend anywhere from 12 to 18 months working with a trademark attorney to get that done. I don't know why the two processes are completely different in the length of time. I cannot answer that question. I can just tell you about my own personal experience. And she and I both I did my branding. I started on my branding journey probably 6 months after she had started hers. And she literally sent me a message after I got out of the hospital that she finally got hers done. Mine was already done completely. So if you're going to trademark, do that. But definitely make sure that your brand is available. Make sure that you don't have any trademarks on it. And then if you're going to If you're 100% confident on what you plan on selling and it's related products, then start the trademark journey, save the money, put that aside, or reinvest the money from your Q4 sales into getting trademark. I would set aside 2,000. You probably won't need all of it, but set aside that money just in case. So anyway, I hope that's helpful to you all as additional information. So let's get started with some niches. Shall we play a game? We're going to play a game. So a niche, the reason why we're going through this niche exercise is because I hear many, many times as a coach, as a trainer, I don't know what to sell. What do I sell? I'm having a hard time finding stuff to sell. What do I sell? So they're either challenged with not knowing where to start, or they're challenged with sourcing. Now, if I say we're going to sell ketchup, where do you think you're going to start if you're going to sell ketchup? Like, seriously, where do you think we're going to start? If I say we are selling ketchup, we have determined that ketchup is a product that's in demand and we're going to sell ketchup. Well, my choices are I could go private label and white label some ketchup. That's one. So that means if I'm going to white label, that means ketchup, the process to create ketchup has already been defined and it's already gone through the FDA, so it's okay, and it's got all the USD stuff on it, and it has all the the nutritional facts and all that fun stuff. And all I have to do is slap my logo on it, and I'm good to go. We can sell ketchup. But I gotta go somewhere to find the ketchup. So where am I going, guys? Where am I going to go find ketchup? If I'm not making it from scratch for private label, if I am literally taking existing ketchup from the universe, where am I going to buy ketchup? Potentially, if I was to source ketchup. All right, nobody's answering. So I can go to a grocery store to buy some ketchup. That's one place I could go. I can go to wholesale suppliers and find wholesale suppliers that are selling ketchup. And if I'm having a hard time, like I could go even a step further. I could reach out to restaurants and ask them, who is your food supplier that gets you your ketchup in real time on demand when you need it? If I'm trying to expedite the process and get ketchup going faster, I can reach out to restaurants and say, I'm just trying to find a supplier that will distribute ketchup for me. Who are you using? They're going to give you some names, US Foods, blah, blah, blah. They're going to give you some names of suppliers. So finding sources that have your existing product is probably not your issue. It is finding potentially profitable products that are in demand. So how do I know that ketchup is in demand? Well, I got to do some research. So this is the part of your journey where you're going to have to do research to figure out which products are in demand so that you can create a solution that they want to buy. That is your end game in creating bundles. Finding products that are in demand and handing them a solution that they want to buy. You want to make it as easy and as simplistic as possible. As easy and simplistic. Now, one of the ways that I make it easy and simplistic is, I'm going to tell you, Christmas is on Saturday the 25th, Saturday the 26th. As long as my oxygen tanks are filled, you can go to the store 4 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, and go buy a bunch of stuff that's on clearance that are bundles. Because remember, again, in class number 1, I told you they only sell these certain times of the year. It is bananas that they do that. And so I could go clear the shelf, make space in my storage unit, and buy like 2,000 of whatever, going from store to store to store, hiring some people like, hey, who wants to go? Teenagers this time of year, they want to get out of the house anyway from their parents. So you can literally hire a bunch of teenagers who have cars, give them all prepaid cards that are loaded up with $100 or $200, and have them go from every Walmart that you have and ask them to buy all the existing bundles that are out there. That's a quick and easy and fast way to get your bundle business going. So you can be making money now while you are developing your brand. So take existing bundles that are only going to be available for a finite amount of time. I don't care if it's, all the stuff that you're going to find in home and beauty, the spa kits and the nail kits and the makeup kits and the perfume kits and the acne kits and the deodorant kits and the bathing kits and the, like, you've all seen them. If you go to the store right now, you'll see them today. And you can also go into automotive. You can go into camping. There's going to be all these kits. There's stuff in camping. There's stuff in automotive. There's toys that I always have kits. I mean, I'll have bundles and stuff like that. There's stuff in even stationary kits. Like, they're everywhere this time of year. And then they pull them off the shelves. So that's a quick way to get started. But if you're still struggling to say, where am I going to go with my bundling business? What type of bundles am I going to create? I want to encourage you to think about a niche. You can do generic bundles, and maybe your generic bundles are gifts, and gifts is a niche. You can niche it down to not just be gifts. You can say gifts for women or gifts for men, gifts for kids. If you say gifts for kids, that's a niche. If you say gifts for women, that's a niche. If you say gifts for men, that's a niche. It is in a specific audience that you're going to target this product or present this product in front of to buy that solves a problem for them. Right now, wives are trying to figure out what to buy their husbands. Husbands are trying to figure out what to buy their wives. Mothers are trying to figure out what to buy their kids. Grandmothers are trying to figure out what to buy their grandkids. These are all problems that we know happen every single year around this time. It goes on for at least 3 months. You can solve all of those problems. Am I right or am I wrong? Did I say anything wrong there? Like, these are true problems that people are trying to figure out. And grandparents are trying to figure out what to buy their grandkids. Who do they call? They call the parents. What does little Bobby want this Christmas? What do we get Bobby? I don't know what to buy. What's his favorite thing? What does he need next year? If I just give them a gift card, would that be good enough? Like, you're trying to figure it out right now. They're all frustrated. So your job is next year to swoop in like a superhero and solve their problem. Come up with some amazing bundles, or be inspired by the bundles that you buy on December the 26th. Either one of those works. So a niche is serving a specific group of people. And in this example, I have shoes here listed, women's shoes. So women's shoes is a niche. Women are buying shoes, a specific market. But if I narrow it down, I can narrow it down to plus size women's shoes. I can narrow it down to shoes for nurses. I can narrow it down to even more things. So I'm narrowing it down to a specific group of people based on the price, their demographic. So the price, I know that plus size women, I don't know what the price range is, the top of the price range or the lower part of the price range that they're willing to pay. But nurses want comfortable shoes. They're on their feet all day. They want comfortable shoes. So do people who work in the fast food industry or diners. They want comfortable shoes. So what's the price point for the comfortable shoes in that niche? I'm going to go do some research. Demographics. Who is the audience that's buying this product? So women, if we're focused on women's shoes, the demographic is women. Is there a specific age group? Well, you might actually sell shoes for seniors. Because again, seniors are looking for comfortable shoes, okay? And that they can walk in and not fall over. Quality of shoes. So if they have to go back and buy shoes over and over and over again, they're going to be frustrated. But if it's something like, I'm just going to wear these shoes and I'm going to sit at a desk all day, like, nobody's going to see my feet if I'm sitting at a desk all day. So, do they care about the quality? Some people do. They want to be seen. Some people are like, look, I just got to get up and go to a job that I hate. Okay. So I'm just going to put on some clothes to cover put on some things to cover my body and put on some shoes to cover my feet. I don't care what what my feet look like. The psychology, what's their interest? What are their attitudes? What are their values? So nurses clearly if you're a nurse, the majority of the time you're going into being a nurse because you love serving and supporting the community. You like serving others. You like caring for others. That is your thing. So what other caring for others types of things, products, might nurses be interested in? Because again, they enjoy caring for others. They may not right now because we're in the middle of a pandemic, but traditionally, most people that go into the nursing field, or they're going into it because they get paid a lot of money, or they actually have a passion for caring for others. So you want the nurse that has a passion for caring for others. You don't want the nurse that's a check collector, trust me. And then geographics. So where do they reside? Where do they live? That kind of stuff. Those are the things that matter when you're looking at a niche. So narrowing it down, there are some niches, some things about you. So Why does a niche matter? Well, it's going to help you find that audience that you can solve their problem. It's going to help you simplify what the product is that you're going to buy. Because we just talked about ketchup. If I said we're selling ketchup, you can find many sources to provide you with ketchup. It's not hard to find a source to provide you with ketchup. It's not. It's not complicated. You're just like, okay, well, where would I go? Grocery store. All right, problem solved. You found a source. One, and it was easy. Okay. So you can find sources to sell you the product. It is what is the product that is in demand that I am going to sell. So let's figure it out. What are the words that people are using to search it, source it? What are the words that they're using to solve this problem? So let's do the exercise. I need everybody to grab pencil and pen. We're going to do this exercise. This is my absolute favorite exercise out of all the trainings that I ever do, because people have an aha moment when we do this exercise. We're going to go through steps 1 through 9, or steps 2 through 9 multiple times. Okay. So when you have a paper and pen, please type "got it" in the chat. I'm going to grab a cough drop. When you have paper and pen, please write "got it" in the chat. I need some more "got it." Need some more "got it." All right, come on. All right, so we got some more guidance. Okay. On the top of your piece of paper, 1 through 5, I want you to write down 5 things about you. 5 things about you, because I guarantee you there are products you could be selling right now. When you're done, by the time we do this exercise, you may have 30 or 40, not today, like we're going to expand this exercise, but you may have 30 or 40 products that you could potentially sell. Now it's just a matter of go find the suppliers. That's it. So let's talk about you. I'm going to start with Nicole. First of all, I'm a Black lady. Surprise. I have gray hair and it's coming out. So I had COVID. I can put that down as number 3. So I have gray hair and I had COVID. I can put that down, but I'm not going to, we can leave that one on. And I have 2 special needs kids and I'm overweight. So 5 things about me. Black lady. Okay, so I'm Black and I'm a lady. There's 2 things about me, really. So I could put Black and then lady is another one. But anyway, Black lady. Second one, I have gray hair. All right, so that's another thing about me. Third, I had COVID. Fourth, I have 2 special needs kids. So I could niche that down even further and go to autism. Again, as I start to write these, I could write more stuff. And then the last one is I'm overweight. Okay. That could go so many different places. So if I talk about Black lady, I could go Black, I could go female, I could go, we're gonna peel the onion on all these sub lists of this 5. This 5 is going to generate a sub list. When we're done, we'll have a sub list. So on number 1, what are 3 or 4 additional things you can write next to number 1 that are related to that? So I say I'm a Black lady. So I could say I'm a Black middle-aged lady. I could say I'm a Black educated lady. I could say that I'm a Black, like I could go down the list. I could say I'm African-American for those people who want to go down that route. Like there's so many sub lists that I could use to help me describe number 2 or number 1. Number 2, I have gray hair. So I could go down the gray hair. I could say I have gray thinning hair because it's coming out. I could say I have gray dry hair. I could say I have gray Black hair because I'm a Black lady with gray hair versus a white lady with gray hair. Okay. I could say that I have gray long hair or I have gray short hair. Again, I could go down the rabbit hole on number 2. So write down 3 things about your number 2 that you could take a deeper dive into. Number 3, I had COVID. So I could say, I could go down the COVID path of, I could say that I had COVID, I'm a long hauler, or I could say that I didn't have any, I was not symptomatic. I could say that I was vaccinated, or I could say that I was not vaccinated. So there's so many different things that are related to COVID, because COVID has a bunch of subcategories. Okay. And the next one I have special needs kids. So my number 4 is I have special needs kids. So special needs kids on number 4, I have autistic. I have a child that has autism. That's a boy. And I have a child who has Asperger's. That's a boy. I could continue to go down the rabbit hole. So they're boys. I can say that they're Black boys. I could say that they're Black teenagers. So again, there's a whole nother sub list that I can go do research on to say, what are the problems? We're going to go down this list. What are the problems I need to solve for number 4? Number 5, I'm overweight. So overweight, you could say that I'm unhealthy. I could say that I don't have enough stamina. So overweight, there's some association things. So overweight, unhealthy, overweight, maybe lack of stamina, lack of exercise, lack of nutrition. Those could be all types of things that are related to overweight. So do you all have your 5? And I want you to write down 3 sub things that are next to each one of your 5. 3 sub things. Tell me when you're done with that first part of this activity. Tell me when you're done. Somebody said, can you repeat that? I wanted everybody to write down 5 things about themselves. 5 things about yourself that are true, that you know. 5 things. So let me know when you get the 5 done. I want you to write next to each one of the 5, one little short thing, three little short things next to each 5 that we can peel the onion. We're going to continue to peel the onion. We're going to peel the onion so much, you'll be like, oh my God, I have products for the next 2 years. I have product ideas for the next 2 years when you're done. If you use this activity over and over and over again, I promise you, it will yield you product ideas over and over again. And it will yield you product ideas where you already unconsciously know the audience. You know the audience because you started with you, and then we started peeling the onion. Okay, so let me know when you're there. I got 2 people who say they're done. So the reason I do this exercise, because inevitably what I have found is that when people teach the bundles workshop, they teach the bundles, they teach you how to do product research, they teach you how all this stuff. And then they're like, well, my bundles didn't sell. Well, is there a possibility that your bundles will not sell? Yes, there's absolutely a possibility your bundles will not sell. But there's also a possibility that after taking this course, you will actually have a better idea how to find your avatar. That's what your audience is, and how to put this product in front of them to generate sales. That's your goal. Your end game is to put the product that you come up with in front of the audience to get them to buy it. To put together a bundle of logical things that go together because you know the audience and you know their pain point, you know their problem. That's what we're getting ready to do. You're going to know the pain point, you're going to know the problem. All right, so I've used in the past gray hair because it's like really easy and it's a great one. And I knew where all the product research was. So now I'm going to step out on a limb and not choose gray hair. Although you can go back and listen and see the last session because you have access to last year's class. I went down the path of gray hair. So you can do this exercise again. You can go back and listen to session 2 from last year. And we did this exercise with gray hair. So I'm going to choose randomly off the cuff a new one. So I'm trying to remember. Okay, so I wrote down, hold on, let me just make sure I got them all. I have another person that's ready. You're going to have this whole, what? You're going to have an aha moment. Hopefully you have an aha moment. I hope you have an aha. So I wrote down that I am a Black lady. Ugh, I hate it when my pen does not work. Come on. All right, we're going to do this old school. Notepad. Smaller notepad. Even smaller notepad. Number 1, Black woman. Number 2, gray hair. Number 3, COVID. Number 4, special needs kids. Woo, get on the right keys, Nicole. Number 5, overweight. Overweight. All right, so Black lady. Under Black lady, I could literally just talk about woman, because I'm a woman. That's something I know. Lady, you could use lady. I could do middle aged. I can use educated. I could go down the path of, I think that's enough. All right. All right, gray hair. I could do thinning. I can do, so my gray hair is thinning. These are things I know. These are things about you that you know. You're like, oh, I never thought about that. I could use thinning. I could use long or short. So mine used to be long, now it's short. I can use the words dry or brittle. Okay. Now COVID, some would call me a long hauler at this point in my journey. I hate that. I can put, I think of what else. Oh gosh. What is it? I can talk about some of the products that I use. Let me think through that. COVID, there's something else. Okay, so I'm gonna come back to COVID. Special needs, I have autism or autistic. That's another word, Asperger's. I can put teenagers. I can put boys. And then overweight. There's so many different things. I'm gonna start with unhealthy, which is normally what I would not put. I could go with, let's see, unhealthy, overweight, lack of fitness, no exercise. I don't exercise. I don't put don't exercise. I am nutrition. I do a lot of nutritional stuff. So nutrition. Sometimes I can't spell. Put that down. Okay, so I have a few things. Hopefully you have a few things on your list. Now let's tick and tag our things. See what we come up with. We're going to come up with some product bundles without actually creating bundles. And that is the goal. Oh my gosh, if you would just work.
It's not logged in.
Okay, well, go tell Tony. Go tell Tony. No, I'm on a call. Okay, that was my son. That's just my life. Me and my mouse are fighting with each other right now. Come on, mouse. Come on, mouse. Move this. Oh my gosh, I'm just trying to move this. There we go. Merry Christmas. That took forever. I'm gonna put this over here in the corner. All right. So let's go. Is everybody ready? Let me hide the floating control panel because I'm gonna need my screen back. Okay, there we go. Okay, we got a list of some stuff that we're gonna go down. Now we're gonna do exercise 2 through 9 multiple times. So the first thing is we're gonna go Google to see if there's any market research that shows that there is a need for a potential product in this market. So I could go with Black women, and maybe I can talk about Black middle-aged women. Are there products that Black middle-aged women might buy? Because I am a Black middle-aged woman, what is a product that I might buy? So if there's a product that you might buy as your number one, what might that product be? Or what did you most recently buy? Are there products that you might buy? Are there products that you might not buy? So as a Black woman, I might buy some skin products because Black people, they worry about their skin being dry and ashy. And so I could go down the path of lotion and creams. As a Black woman, I might buy specific earrings, or I might buy certain headdresses. I might be interested in certain shoes. I might want to read certain books. So are there certain things about your number one that you might buy or that you recently bought? And then if it is something that you recently bought, why did you buy it? Was it an impulse buy, or was it that you actually needed something? So if I use the example of Black women and I talk about dry skin, I'm a Black woman who has dry skin. And so I buy cocoa butter, or I buy lotions, certain lotions that are heavier or thicker because of dry skin. I don't want to be ashy. That is a problem. We're looking for the problem in your life. At the end of the day, we're looking for the problem in your life that we can either fix or solve. And you've already done this because you've bought products. So I bought lotion to solve my problem. Lotion was the product. So is there a demand for lotion? Well, let's go see. We're going to do some market research. So I'm going to type in the words lotion, put the I in there, market research. So there's a couple of different sites that you potentially can go to try and get some market research and market demand. What do I see here? Body lotion, market size, share, and demand. So what do you think the numbers are? What do you think the data is going to reveal? Because I'm just pulling this up randomly. I don't know the first thing about this particular area because I have not sold any of these products. So let's just see what kind of data they're sharing. They're giving us a lot of information. Segments: dry skin, oily skin, normal skin, other, men, women, channels, distributor, direct sales. Oh, this is a site. They want me to buy their thing. They're not going to give me my numbers. I'll just want my numbers. Is there numbers on here? I want the numbers. Hold on. Don't see the numbers immediately. So let me just type the words wiki on the end. Let's see. Market research on lotion, market research. Let's see if there's some data on skin lotion and some market research. I'm looking for numbers. I'm looking to see how much money does the skin lotion market generate every year. That's what I'm looking for. So that I can confirm, yep, skin lotion is a problem. People buy it because they're trying to solve a dry skin problem. And there is a market on it. Let's see. Body lotion. Maybe it's body lotion. See how it's trying to help me. Google's trying to help me. It's trying to assume what I'm looking for. Again, I've not done this. So market research, lotion. Okay. All right. So this category, it's grown from, and this is old data, so this is great. It's grown from 1.9 million in 2006 to 2.1 million in 2012. I can only assume that right now it's clearly probably over 3 million or 4 million, or maybe even 5 million. Probably is. So I'm looking for sites that are going to give me that data. I normally go to Statistica. I can statistics 2021. Let's go. Market research 2021. All right. Let's go see. Creams, lotions, predictions. They're giving me a forecast all the way to 2027. What do I do with forecast information? I make a note of it. That means that this is a product that is going to continue to be in demand. Do people buy skin lotion in other countries? Yes. Do people buy skin lotion on a regular basis? Yes. I'm trying to find the numbers. Where's my market numbers? Tell me what the sales are. Tell me what the... I care about all this data. Under normal circumstances, I would actually read all this, but I'm just trying to find my numbers. Oh, come on. Global markets. Where's this going? Precision reports. What are you saying in precision reports? Oh, you got X's. Give me the numbers, guys. All right. I'm confident that it's over 3 million, probably 4. It's probably higher than that. They want me to pay for something and I'm not going to pay for it. So let's see if another article is going to reveal what I'm trying to find. This is, let's see, WBC. I just want to know what the numbers are. Yeah, they're just, wait. So, does anybody see that number? Which is a crazy number. I don't even know how to read that number. 13013 million US dollars to 161. What is this? 161,406. Like I'm trying to figure out, or is it 16,146,000? Maybe that's how you read it. So maybe this is 13 million. There's no commas. I don't know. Whoever wrote this article did a poor job. Maybe it was AI. If it's AI, then this is what you get when you write AI. So I'm guessing this is 13 million and $13,000 in 2019, and it reached $16,146,000 is what it will be in 2012. So if we compare the article that said, 2025. So if we compare the numbers to what we saw for 2012, 2012 said it was 2 million. It has literally jumped from the 2 million number, or 3 million, whichever number it was, to 13 million. So answer the question for number one. The question of number one is, check the niche market value. Use Google to find the data, write down the numbers. So the question becomes, is there a market for skin lotion? What's the answer, guys? Is there a market for skin lotion? Yes or no? Not saying whether or not the market is saturated. I'm just saying, is there a market? I can't see your answers in the chat, but I'm going to assume that your answer is yes. Is there a market? The answer is yes. I could literally go down, okay, so for gray hair, thinning hair, brittle hair, I could go and see what the market is for gray hair. So I'm literally going to go and do gray hair market statistics 2021. Let's just see. So gray hair is in the coloring market. Maybe people want to color their hair. I don't want to color my hair, but let's just go see what the numbers are for the hair care product. Largest market is Europe. Oh, wow, really? The largest market that is buying hair color products is Europe. It's not the US. I'm surprised by that information. Very interesting piece of information. So they've got data. Base year is 2020. Every site is going to be different. You just have to be able to read it. So you're going to have to read the site, see if you can find the data. I can't believe that Europe's numbers are bigger than ours. So they're showing you the percentage of growth year over year, which is good to know. I care about growth. Is the market growing? What's the answer, guys? Is the market growing? Is the market growing? The answer is yes. The market has been steadily growing year over year. Okay, I'd have to read that to see if that's like percentage based on millions or billions or what, but it has clearly been growing. Okay, they're telling you who the brands are, the top brands that are in that market. And so I'm going to go look, like I said, I'm looking for market data. I normally look for the numbers, like what the dollars are that people are spending. But if I can see that there is some growth in this market, that answers my question. Is there growth in this market for this particular product? The answer is yes, there is growth. And this particular site, which I would never have thought of, is telling you where the largest markets are and where's the fastest growing market. So if you're a person that wants to sell internationally, do you think that there's potentially an opportunity if you're selling in the US only? You might be narrowing your scope. You might have a bigger opportunity to sell products in Europe. Based on this information, I'd go validate this. But the point is, that's what they're saying, that the fastest growing market is in Asia and that the largest market is in Europe. I would have never thought that. I would have thought the US would be the largest market because sometimes we're so vain, but hey, okay. All right. So, all right. So let's go to the next one, which is what? COVID long hauler. So I don't know if there's any statistics out there because COVID is just what it is. So we could go look at more gray hair, but anyway, so let's go COVID long haul market. I think it's too new, but let me just tell you, your sister right here is jumping into this market. So studies show the numbers affected by long haul. This article is March of 2021. So I don't think they have enough data to be able to support this or to help this. That's travel. It's thinking I want to travel because of the word long haul. Yeah, long haul travels. So they're not putting together. So there's not enough statistical data about it, but we're going to look at something else because we're going to come back to COVID because there's some other data that I can look at. So I can't answer yes on number one yet, but what I can do is I can do research on COVID long haul products, and then I can go see if there's a demand for those products. Okay, if you're not finding what you're looking for, I can go look for those products and then try to find a connection to the market for those particular products. So implications for business, I don't know. Maybe this is a good article. Might be. I don't know. What I want to know is, let's see, mismanagers, job openings. I don't know if this is just talking about work. So let me just see COVID long haul treatments. Let's do that. There's a lot of them. Okay. So when at first you don't succeed, try again. 7 providers you should know. Okay. So we can look at the providers in just a second. Doctors new long haul, what we've learned about identifying long haul. I'm going to type in maybe supplements. So I know there's supplements. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Before I do that, there was an article down here, long haul COVID in children and teens. So symptoms include headaches, lightheadedness. I definitely have been experiencing lightheadedness. I don't like that. I don't like feeling like I'm about to fall over. Supplements. Okay. All right. So 9 functional medical strategies to treat long haul. Okay. How to treat long haulers. Okay. So now that I've found something, they're saying first one is nutrition, this one, next one is the supplement. So I can go do research to see what the demand is and the market statistics are on that supplement. Vitamin D, I can go and do the research and the statistics on what it is for that. This one, I think that's only available as, so I know that I can potentially, depends, sell this as a supplement. I can white label it and sell in a bundle. Vitamin D, I can sell it that. You can white label that. This one, I don't know that I can do that. I would have to do some research on that particular supplement. Intermittent fasting, you could sell intermittent fasting books. Probiotics, you can white label probiotics. I've already done this research, so I know this. Melatonin, you can white label melatonin. This one, I am not sure about at all. I think, I don't know that there's a separate supplement. That may just be an eating thing, and then herbs and supplements. Green tea, I could sell tea. I can white label some tea, or sell white label tea, and other trace minerals, fish oils. I can sell that white label. So I've gone down the path to know what I can and cannot sell when it comes to COVID treatments, and not COVID treatments, COVID long haul, potential solutions, and putting together that information and then driving traffic to those bundles where people that are long haulers, if I put that bundle together that has vitamin D, that has green tea, that has CoQ10, that has, all of these different supplements in them, I don't have to call it COVID treatment. It will be something that those people that are dealing with long haul, they're going to be looking for a solution, and they're going to find my bundle, even if I don't use the words COVID in it. I can just use the words long haul treatments. I can use the word long haul, like write a blog article around long haul solutions, but we'll get into that in just a second. So I can go and validate each one of these separately. Is there a melatonin market? Yes. Is there a probiotics market? Yes. Is there a vitamin D market? Yet. And I can go look at the statistical data to see if those markets are growing. If those markets are growing, that answer is number 2 for me. The next one is what? So then we have autism. Autism, there's so much. So I can go down the path of autism. I'll go down treatments. I hate to say that. It's not treatments, therapies. Because again, if you're in that community, you know what the words are. You know what the correct words are that people in that community are looking for. You know that. You already know that. So use that to your advantage to develop and find products that people are looking for. Okay, so some of these therapies I can't do. I am not an ABA therapist. I am not a speech therapist, occupational therapist. I am not a physical therapist. I am not a social skills therapist. And I am not a sensory integration therapist. But, can I sell products that are ABA related? Yes, I can. Can I sell social skills, maybe notebooks and books for parents and that kind of stuff? Yes, I can. Can I sell occupational therapy related tools and games and those types of things, toys? Yes, I can. Physical therapy too. I could get into the medical field. I could get approved to be able to sell medical bundles, and I could get into the medical field around physical therapy. Now I could expand that physical therapy, not just to physical therapy associated with autism. I could attach it to other types of physical therapy, cerebral palsy. I could go down the list, Down syndrome, go down the list, because I know those communities to some extent. I know the autism community much better, but I know these communities as well. Sensory integration. Again, can I sell sensory toys? Yes. Are you getting it? Are you guys starting to see what I'm talking about? So is there a sensory market? I could go do market research. Let's go see. Is there a sensory market? Sensory toys market statistics 2021. I don't know if it's sensory toys or what it is. So toy trends. I need to see the data. I mean, I can go down. Fidget toy market research. So sensory toys are sometimes known as fidget toys, sensory switch. I don't know what that is. Sensory switch. I don't know what that is. I don't know what switch is, but I do know what fidget is. So let me see if I can find some data. This is going to tell me developing toys. And this may give me some product ideas. Again, we're trying to find the product ideas. So I'm making a note as we go along. What am I finding? So let's see what's in here. Cognitive market research. All right. This is clearly a market. Companies that offer the toys, they give you a list. Is that helpful for me? So who is selling what? Oh, look. Here's a list of some of the people that are selling things. Wow, it's so helpful. Why are they selling it? They're selling it for these types of conditions. That's helpful. Okay, so let's see if there's some numbers. Let me see. Because I really want to see the sales. Okay, so as you can see, the market is going up. Look at that. The market is continuing to go up. Okay. So does that tell me that there's a demand for fidget-related toys, sensory-related toys? The answer is yes. See how autism was already there? I wasn't looking for autism. I was looking for sensory or fidget automatically right there. Okay. Is anybody getting this? This is like my favorite part. Like, I love this part of the research because it just validates that what I think I want to sell is actually a product that is being bought in the market and that is actually in demand. So they're not going to give me the sales statistics. Let me just type in the word. Oh, Lord have mercy. It's gone. Sensory toy sales statistics. I don't know. Let's see if we get them. I can see that the demand is up. U.S. Sales Data, Toys Association. They give me toy statistics in general. This is toys. I probably should look at that article. Let's see if there's something else. Which I need sales statistics. Popular toys, soothing. Notice this. This is the Washington Post. They're telling you. Oh, wait. A new crop of toys comes at the time high record sales in the industry. What? Popular toys this year. Toys that soothe and comfort. Sensory related toys. So let's see what the statistics are that are in this article. So the revenue, so the new crop of toys comes at a time of record high sales in the industry, jumped from 16% to 25.1 billion last year. Oh, according to the market researchers, swelled at 19% the first half of 2021. Are sensory toys in demand? What is the answer? Somebody tell me in the chat, are sensory toys in demand? Should you be selling some? Is there an opportunity? I don't know. Let's just see. Trust me, I already know the answer. Okay, so they're solving a problem, and there's a recent Washington Post article on it. Okay, I wasn't even trying to find the Washington Post. Last one, overweight. We know there's 9,000 articles on overweight. Is there a market for it? Yes. Do I have to go look at the data? No. There's a whole bunch. You can go do the research there. So we already did number 2. Going to number 3, trends. So you can look at Google Trends, Pinterest Trends, Trend Hunter, Reddit to search whether or not this is a trend, if it's a past trend or it's a recent trend. Well, the fidgets, clearly, they're telling you in a Washington Post article that this is a trend that is going up, that is swelled 19% in the first half of 2021. Okay, answers the question immediately. I could go look for fidget toys in Google Trends. Let's go to Google Trends. Who wants to go to Google Trends? You already have Google Trends open somewhere? All right. I am passionate about this part. Sorry. I love this part. Okay, so let's see what the data is going to reveal. You can use Google Trends, you can use Trend Hunter, you can choose whatever you want to. So we're just going to type in one of these first ones. I'm going to go ahead and do sensory toys because we were already there. Sensory toys, autism toys, sensory fidget toys. Now, what does that tell me? If I am creating a listing, I now have 2 long tail keywords that I need to make sure that I have in my title. They either have sensory toys next to each other or sensory fidget toys next to each other, because Google Trends is telling me what people are using to search for this product or solution. We're here to solve problems. We're here to solve problems. Sensory toys. Let's go look. I have some statistical data around sensory toys, as we can see. You know, we see January of 2021 continuing to go up, continuing to go up, continuing to go up, continue to go up. So now we're up here. Okay. Sensory toys, the search for it, interest over time. Let's see if this trend has been going up. So we can look at the 5 years. All I do is choose a drop down for the 5 year. You can see that there were spikes. There was a spike in November 2020. I'm assuming that these are all these ups are probably around Christmas. So 2017, Christmas, 2018 around Christmas, 2019 around Christmas, 2020 around Christmas. Do you think this is a product that's going to continue to go up around Christmas? Around Christmas. The answer is yes. The answer is yes. I already know the answer. So you know the answer. I know the correct answer. The answer is yes. Okay. All right. Are you guys liking this? Are you starting to get the feel for what I'm looking for? I'm first trying to figure out if I have a problem to solve. Is there a problem to solve? Okay. And so I'm checking to see, is there a problem to solve? The answer is yes, there's clearly a problem to solve. Okay, so now I'm going to go back and I forgot what I did for Black ladies. I forgot what I was searching for. What was I searching for Black women? Statistical data. I don't know what I was searching for. I can't remember. Oh, lotion. That's what I was doing. Okay, so we could look up dry skin. I got shampoo first and then clothes dryer. So I'm going to look up dry skin. It gives me specific conditions. And I don't know why ramen is coming up, but that's weird. Okay, so there's topics. And this could be helpful information because then topics like butter mask for dry skin, if I'm a person that wants to create a unique product in the niche, because the problem is dry skin and the solution might be these butter masks. I don't know. I'm gonna make a note that this came up in the display with me just typing into gray skin. I care about what defaults in because it could potentially inspire me to come up with products to sell. Multi-active day, dry skin, like this is really a specific thing. So this was evidently a topic. So I am going to type in dry skin. And this is over the last 5 years. Wow. So there was a peak in dry skin interest way up here. Like, oh my gosh, what happened? What was this? I can't even get up there. Come on. Man, this mouse. All right. Well, I don't know what, I'm assuming this is December. This is not letting me up there. But anyway, so I can see that the dry skin, I have an idea of when the market really needs the lotion. So October, November goes up, it starts to come back down, then it's starting to go back up, then it's starting to go back down. Are you seeing that pattern? So it's continuing to go up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down as a search that people are doing around dry skin. So maybe it's not dry skin, but that's okay. I can see that there's some trends around it and there is a spike. So what does that mean to me? That means that if I'm going to sell products to solve a problem around dry skin, I know that I probably should offer sales or increase my quantity ordering around certain times of the year because there is a spike in the interest of the word dry skin. Okay, so then let's just say, I don't think I'm going to find the word ashy skin. Let's see. Lotion. Let me try cream. Nope. We're going to try lotion. Either one of those. I don't know what's going to come up. So we have all kinds of lotions. Dry skin. Let's see if there's a combination out there. And what the trend is. All right, so we clearly get the real up and down, up and down, up and down. We're seeing that it goes up October, then it comes back down, it goes back up. So there's clearly a demand. So if I'm going to sell lotion or creams for dry skin or for black skin, doesn't matter. I can sell it to anybody, but because I'm a black person, I start with things that I know, and I start with information that I know about dry skin. I can look at the statistical data to know when I need to order more quantity, when I might have a spike in sales, when I might want to offer, like, instead of having a multi-pack, maybe I'm going to sell a pack of 4 around the holidays, because again, there's a spike in interest on Google in searches for this combination around that time of the year. Pay attention to the data. It's revealing something to you. Okay, the next one was, I don't know what the next one was. The next one was gray hair, one of my favorites. I do this one all the time. So gray hair. So people might be searching about stuff for gray hair and hair. Here's the deal. Spell gray 2 different ways. Sometimes you can find products that are spelled G-R-E-Y and G-R-A-Y. I love it when you have those kind of problems. So when you're doing your searches for your products, see if there's another way, multiple ways in which people are searching for that particular product. So gray hair, people have been wanting to cover their gray hair for years. But with this pandemic, like, that interest has gone down significantly. A lot of women are like, look, I'm just gonna let it be gray. I'm gonna let it be gray. I let mine be gray a long time ago, but you can see that the trend is still going down, but it doesn't matter. It's still a product that people are interested in because there is money in that particular industry. Let me just go see if the searches, and we're looking for trends. We're checking to see that the trend is going down right now. And the same thing with gray hair, or the other way. Again, the searches for that are going down. So this is a very interesting trend to see. Whereas like with fidget toys, it was going up, it's continuing to go up. Sensory toys, it was going up and it was continuing to go up. This one, it is going down on searches. Very interesting to note that behavior. So is there still a market for it? I believe that there is. But as we saw on one of the pages, people that are in the US are not buying as much of the gray hair products based on the statistical sales data as in some of the other countries. So you might want to ratchet up your sales focus and marketing focus in other countries. Hint, hint. Okay, so then let's see. Long hauler. So that was a hard one, but let's just see what the searches are for the word long hauler. I think that we should probably see a spike. We should start to see a spike. Oh, wow. Yeah, okay. Yeah, there's a, it clearly is going up and down, up and down, up and down. So long hauler, long haul. So that is like probably trucking. So that I'm getting mixed data there, so I can't use that. Let's just put the word COVID in front. Let's see what the searches are for that. Again, it's going up and down, up and down, up and down. Very interesting. Right now it's flat. I don't believe that, but COVID long haul. Maybe it's the dash. Take the dash out. You can hear my son in the background. He's just crazy. Okay, so without the dash, I'm getting some more data. Okay. And so it was a very hot topic here around when it first came out. It was a very hot topic. Let's see. I'm gonna have to shut the door. He is really having a good time over there. And COVID long haul. Okay, so again, looking at the data. So people are continuing to search for it. I think, you know, this is going to be a popular topic as it continues to go on, unfortunately. I'm not, you know, I'm just saying I think it's going to be a popular topic because it's just something people have to deal with. And then overweight, I'm not even going to try to look at, like, the weight loss numbers are going to be ridiculous. Lose weight. Yeah, it's just, and it's most popular in West Virginia and Mississippi right now, and then Texas, Arkansas, and Kentucky. So West Virginia, evidently, they're focused on the term lose weight, weight loss. So you can see if there's any trends around the data. So it's going down, it's going to pick up. So weight loss stuff is going to definitely pick up after the first of the year. You can see that pattern. It's very clear. You can also just look at the 12-month pattern if you want to. You can clearly see that there's a spike in that. And so it holds steady and then it starts to go down. People don't care as much as they get to the end of the year. They're like, I don't care. Let's just eat it all. And they're like, okay, I'll work on it on January the 1st. Okay, so I think we went through all of them for number 2 to some extent, and we looked at what are the trends. The next thing, and you can use any of these tools to do that trend research. Next thing, identify the problem in your niche market. Make a note. So one of my favorite things to do is to go look at Amazon reviews. So let's go and see what the Amazon reviews are for the potential product that we might sell in this market. So I think we were doing lotion or dry skin lotion. They have moisturizers and all that stuff. So we're gonna go look and see a product that has reviews. Now I care about the paid and sponsored, but I'm gonna go after the first one that's not paid or sponsored, okay? So Nivea, it looks like is the first one that's not paid or sponsored. They have 13,000 reviews. This one has 34,000 reviews. Oh, it's got a whole bunch of 5 stars. So I want to know why people have a problem with the Aveeno. Because if I want to sell a product, maybe there's a white label product for Aveeno, and I'm going to white label opportunity. I'm going to stick my brand name onto this, and I'm going to sell all types of dry skin products. Maybe that's the niche you want to go down. Combinations of dry skin for skin and for the face and for nail, for lips and stuff like that. Like maybe you want to put together a bundle. So I'm going to go down here to the reviews. Wherever the reviews are. This is product branding. Come on. Okay, so we're going to go read the 1-star reviews, the 1 and the 2-star reviews, because we want to know what are people complaining about. Why? So we can use that when we get ready to create our product listing, whether we're creating the product, we're going to say our product does not do, or our, well, we don't want to use the word does not. We want to say our product, blah, blah, blah. So whatever this problem is, we want to say what our product does. So this one says, I agree with others saying it does not absorb quickly. So they don't like the fact, this is from 2017 though. They say that it doesn't absorb quickly. Now I would think that Aveeno has probably changed their formulation a little bit over the years. So I'm guessing this is probably old, but it says it doesn't absorb quickly. This is not real Aveeno. So somebody bought it off of Amazon and said that it's not the real Aveeno. I do not believe this is real Aveeno, so I can't use that one. Then this one says that they are boycotting. Oh my gosh, this is serious. I used it for 2 years on both my body and my face. They're very sensitive and absolutely could not live without it. Unfortunately, though, I recently found out that Aveeno's parent company is Johnson & Johnson. Really? So that's the reason why, okay, I can't even go there with that person. Moving on. The next one is not for me. Does not feel, I dislike this a lot. It feels like Vaseline mixed with water. Oh, very interesting. I wonder if they got a bad batch or somebody was selling some fake Aveeno. Oh, wow, the pump broke. Okay, that sounds like a problem, okay? So if you decide that you're gonna sell this product, you wanna make sure that whatever product you decide to test, that you know a little bit about the pumping mechanism and that it doesn't break, which is helpful because nothing like having the pumping mechanism not work, okay? There's no seal, the pump top was extremely worn. Oh, so they got a really bad broken down bottle. That's probably what it is. Smells horrible. This clearly is fake. So somebody got some fake Aveeno. People are out here saying, now watered down. So they're saying that the newer version of it, maybe the new formula, over the last, I noticed a difference in the last few months. The lotion is now noticeably thinner, more watered down. Can you solve that problem? I don't know. But you can point out the fact that your lotion is thick versus them complaining that this is thinner. So that's how you use negative reviews to help you when you are about to potentially launch a product. So it smells like cigarettes. Can't do anything with that. And then pump was broken. The bottle would not open. Pump in the bottle would not open. Quit detoxing. Never going back. Okay. So I don't know that I can use any of the 1 stars. So let's see if I can use any of the 2 stars. Did not absorb. The pump was broken. That's a problem. So clearly this pump thing is coming up a couple of times. Not moisturizing. Interesting. 3-star review for this product. So I increased the frequency of washing my hands during the COVID outbreak. Helpful information. How can I use that? Because one of the things that we all started doing was washing our hands. Hopefully, we all started washing our hands more frequently. So if we started washing our hands more frequently, again, this is another, like in the description, for those who are frequently washing your hands, this is a great product. Use that in your sales pitch for the product. We'll never buy this product again. Pump out anyway. So they're saying they couldn't pump it out. So anyway, I would go back and read all the negative reviews. So the next one was what? Gray hair? I think it's gray hair. So I'm going to go look for gray hair. I can go so many different routes with gray hair. I can go with gray hair shampoo. I can go with gray hair conditioner. I can go with gray hair temporary spray. I can go with gray hair color. I can go with tools to use for gray hair, like a specific brush to brush brittle, dry hair. Those types of things are helpful. So gray hair should spawn you at least 10 different products on its own, maybe 12 different potential products that you could sell just by going down the gray hair product rabbit hole, because it's not just about the gray hair. What are all the other challenges with gray hair? Well, I mean, I use a comb, and every time I comb my hair, it feels like my hair is breaking off. Okay, what about a brush? Well, my hair is so dry and brittle, so I need a brush that's going to work, that's not going to break my hair off. So you need a brush that handles what? Dry, brittle hair. You need a comb that doesn't what? Break off gray hair. So again, these are all problems that you're solving when it comes to gray hair. Somebody at some point, as I teach this class over and over again, is going to create a gray hair bundle kit. And they're going to sell it. They're going to sell it just like these beard kits. You see all these amazing beard kits out there. Somebody's going to take my idea and run down the rabbit hole and create a gray hair bundle kit. I'm not saying that I'm not going to do it, because I probably will at some point, but somebody else is going to do it, because one does not exist. One does not exist, guys. Okay. So shampoo, conditioner, those are things gray hair specific. Because again, sometimes when you wash your hair with other shampoos, because of what's in it, it changes the gray to yellowish. Sometimes it's what's in your body that changes it from gray to yellowish. But again, some people's hair turns purple. Like, it's all kinds of weird stuff that happens when you have gray hair. But people with gray hair know the problems. Going back to that top 5 list, write down 5 things about you. Oh, that's how that connects. All right. So I could go down this path. I can see gray hair. Shampoo is the first one comes up. Spray, color, coverage, conditioner, blah, 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 blah. So I'll choose shampoo. I've never done shampoo before. So let's go see what products come up. And I'm going to choose something that is not sponsored. So this one has 9,000 reviews. So I'm going to choose this one. They even put the name Silver. Ooh, related words. Thesaurus there. Thesaurus being used. Silver in their product name. What? Almost as if I've done this before. Okay. So let's go down the path. And we need to find the reviews. Let's go look at the one. So on the ones, okay, yes, it can turn your hair lavender. That was 2018. I don't know if that's still the case. Maybe they changed the formula. I don't know. Regarding the shampoo, this is 2021. So the color of my hair is blonde silver. It was healthy. I used the shampoo and it stripped all the oils. Ooh, my hair is now dangerously dry and tangled. Oh, that's horrible. I would love, let's go look at the product description in a second. The conditioner, no conditioner. If you want to keep your, okay. So at that time, that was the complaint. Allergic reaction. Ooh, good to know. So if there's something that this person would have told us about the allergic reaction, you definitely want to put that into the product description. Yucky. I don't know about that. The purple color is very nice and smells good. I know because I smelled it over the packaging. Either was used or opened during transport. So the bottle spilled or something. Full bottle, better value. Okay, so they're just complaining because something happened during transport, maybe. Not good for white hair. I felt it was turning my hair a darker gray and not brightening my hair. This is 2021. Helpful to know. If you have gray hair, you might want to test out your product and see what the result is before you decide to slap your label on there and sell the product yourself. So I would go back, read the reviews, see what I can find in helpful information. Next one. Next one was what? Long hauler. I'm not going to find anything there. Nobody is putting anything that's out that's long haul. Yeah, nothing. COVID. Books to track what's happening every single day. Some of you are print on demand. That is actually a very, very, very good idea. I was told that by my therapist multiple times to write down my daily symptoms that are happening to me so that I can talk to somebody about them. But that is all that is showing right now is books. So if I decide that I'm going to put together a COVID potential long haul kit, I could include a couple of these books or create or design my own notebook to put into my bundle or my subscription box. What? So I'm just saying, I already bought the domains, guys. So, so something to think about. All right. So long haul. The only thing that you're going to find right now is books. And if you want to sell some of the other products, like if you want to put together a bundle or subscription box, you got t-shirts, you got Survivor, you put hats, you do all kinds of stuff. So think about that. If you've got something that you potentially can convert into a bundle. So I think that this is odd, the things that show up here, but anyway, some of these don't make sense. This clearly is a truck related, so I don't know. Truck related. So too tired to cook. Yeah, I know that line. Okay, next. Autism, sensory. Well, we said we were looking at sensory. So I type in SEN, Sensodyne. Sensory toys is number 2. So the most searched words on Amazon right now that start with SEN are toothpaste, and the second one is sensory toys. The third one is sensory band. Fourth one is sensory toys for autistic children. Is there a demand? If you get all yeses on 2 through 9, you need to be working on a bundle idea, period. So I got yeses. So this also answers another question. Are there products that are already being sold, and is there already ads? Yes, look at this, sponsored ads already for this particular product. Same thing with the gray hair. There were already sponsored ads. And look at all of these products. Does that mean that the market is saturated? No. It just means that there's a bunch of products being sold. Like, notice this particular product multiple times. We're going to probably see this product over in where? AliExpress. Notice that the names are different. Same stupid thing that people are selling. And we're going to find it probably in AliExpress. I'm just saying, oh, look. So somebody is selling this. Sensory toys, this Bunmo, whatever that is, Bunmo. So sensory toys are a hot thing. Right now there's a bunch of deals on. I bought this for my son a long time ago, or it's the one that was solid colors. Bought those. I bought so many of these toys for my kids because they're on the spectrum. So is there a demand? Yes. I could go and look at, the reviews. So we have several, let's look at the non-sponsored, 5,000, this is 6,000. I'm going to look at this one because it has more reviews. I'm going to go down. I'm going to go see what the complaints are, see if the complaints are valid. And is this something that I can address? If I can't address it, then okay. But if I can address it, I want a choking hazard. Oh my gosh. If you don't say that in your listing itself, if your products are a choking hazard and you don't put that in your product description, or you don't put that as a warning, like it should be like the last bullet at the end of the last bullet, so that when people buy this, they know if it's a choking hazard or not. But anyway, so this one clearly is a problem. That's a problem. That's, as a parent of a special needs child, that's a problem. If you don't indicate that. Cheap, useless toys. So someone seems to think that all the toys are useless and they're flimsy. Well, the kid is going to destroy them. So I'm not gonna agree or disagree with that person. Worthless junk, okay? Grossly misrepresented. Ooh, okay. So this would be one of those, if I wanted to explore what the person got, I might actually buy my competitor's kit if I decide I'm going to sell a bundle. Missing items, so they were missing some pieces. Not worth it, okay. Broken, missing. So clearly, these people are frustrated with what they bought. They are not happy, and they're not happy at all with what they bought. But the one thing I do want you to notice, sensory toys clearly is a bundle world. It is a bundle oasis. Everything in this category is bundles. Everything in this category is bundles. Multiples, 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 multiples. Okay. Multiples, 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 everything in this category. There isn't one product that people are selling. Multiples, multiples, multiples. Even this fidget thing that's in the box, they're all multiples. This is a bundles oasis. It is. It's a bundles oasis. So the question becomes, can you put together some potential bundles? Even these little fidget things. It's a bundles oasis. Am I wrong or am I right? I'm right. The only thing, like, this is one thing. So if they were selling multiples of these, that'd be a different story. This is one thing, but the rest, this is one thing. These come in a box. So it's just a bundles oasis, sensory toys. All right, and the next one is, we're gonna get through this list. So I'm gonna start flying through some of these. I think you're starting to get the idea. Overweight, I'm not gonna go down that one. Then the next one is the problem with the niche. So we looked at the reviews. Then are there ample products to sell or promote? Well, the question becomes, do I find products on AliExpress, and I'm going to have to go, I'm going to go look for sensory toys. I'm going to look for gray hair care products. So if I typed in, well, sensory toys, I was already here. Sensory toys. Are there products? The answer is yes. Do you see products to sell? Do I have products to sell? Yeah, I do. Could I go with wholesale suppliers and buy products? Absolutely. So there's toys, there's all kinds of stuff. I just check to see if there are products that I can be selling in this particular category on AliExpress. That doesn't mean I'm going to buy them from AliExpress. I'm just checking to see because there's a significant number of suppliers that are on AliExpress that don't exist anywhere in the world. Whether we like it or not, Alibaba is actually bigger than Amazon. It is. Alibaba is bigger than Amazon, but Amazon gives you a lot of search data up front. You can see what the rank is. You can see the sales velocity, whether or not this thing is moving. You can see what categories it's in. You can see the reviews. You see so much stuff, so much data because it's been built up over the years. Okay, so Amazon is king and giving you keywords and all that other stuff too. What do the pictures look like for people to sell stuff? What do the titles look like? What are the descriptions? So I use Amazon all the time. I'm going to go after gray hair. So I have plenty of products to sell for sensory toys. So I'm going to go after gray hair and I'm going to see what comes up. So I have here some instant color. I don't know if this is temporary or permanent. It says one time. So this is temporary. This is permanent. This is some kind of styling cream. This is temporary. So I'm checking to see what they have available. And so some of these temporary products, you as a gray hair person could potentially test them out and see if you think you want to sell them. You can also sell extensions. They have, again, this should spawn 10 to 12 other products. Gray hair extensions. You can get wavy, you can go straight, you can go long, you can go coarse. All kinds of products could be sold in the gray hair space. Temporary cover-up, shampoo, conditioner, brushes, combs, ties to cover up your hair at night. I have just named so many freaking products that you can sell in the gray hair space. And it's not just one product, which means those are great bundle opportunities. Okay, the next one was what? So we have gray hair, we did sensory. Let's see what kind of lotions. I don't know that I would buy. Let me do dry skin. Let's just see what they got. I don't know that I would do lotions, but we'll see. So they've got dry skin, and let's see what kind of tools that they have. They have some definitely creams and lotions. But look, there's a pedicure callus thing. So then I could go down a completely different route because I use the word dry skin. They've got all of these brushes, exfoliating brushes. Then they have gel socks. Now, here's the deal. Because of the fact that I would be potentially concerned about putting chemicals on people's face from another country that I had not fully vetted and don't know enough about it, are there other dry skin solutions that I could potentially sell? These socks are great. So you could white label some products that are around lotions for the body, creams that you have vetted that are inside the US, and then go outside the US to grab the other pieces to put this bundle together. So I could be selling lotion and some kind of oils, and I can get those from the US, and then I could use put some exfoliating products into my packaging, and then also put in some gel socks and gloves, and put all of that together and sell that as a dry skincare kit, as a bundle. I literally just do that virtually. And I haven't even found all the pieces, but I know it's possible because these socks triggered a thought for me. I had not seen these before, to be honest. And then also here's the little callus scraper. So again, I don't have to buy a gel or a cream. Here's some other ones. So I can find the inexpensive pieces from wherever, not that this is not becoming gross, but anyway, you get the idea. But there's some opportunities there to find other products that you don't have to worry about. Yeah, it's getting kind of gross here, so we're going to stop there. We'll stop here because it's kind of gross. Okay, sales velocity. How do you find sales velocity? How fast something is moving? So I cheat. um, you can use, if you can find your product in, or find similar related products inside of Amazon. Jungle Scout has a Jungle Scout extension, and you can go and put that product in that category, and they'll give you an idea of how often something is moving from using Amazon as the source. So my assumption is, this is my assumption I always make, that if it's selling like crazy on Amazon, let's say that they sell, say that 2,000 of these or 10,000 of these sell every single month, then even if I sell on another platform or sell it alone, because there's so many of them moving, this is a market that I potentially can get into because it is moving. That means that there's definitely a high demand if you're selling 10,000 of something a month. So you use the information from Amazon to get the sales rank for that particular category, put that in on the Chrome extension for Jungle Scout, and that's how you find that. Okay, we can do that exercise, I think. Maybe I think it's in sessions 5 or 6, something like that. So I can show you what I mean. Then, okay. So lotions, we kind of looked at some solutions for lotions, and that kind of gives us an idea of potential products as we head down the rabbit hole. Let's go to the next one. So we answered number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and number 5. Are there ample products to sell for this particular thing? Whatever it is that you're going to sell. Are there enough of them? Yeah. I just have to go find the suppliers, but are there enough? Yep. Is it already up? Yep. Okay. So check audience if the audience will pay. People are already buying it, so it's already moving. If it's in the sales rank on Amazon in the top 100, it's already moving. So let's go back to sensory toys. I am going to go look at the sales rank. This says Amazon Choice. I'm not going to choose Amazon Choice. I'm going to choose the second one. And I'm going to go look at the sales rank, and let's see if it's already in the Amazon top 100. So somewhere up here, did I already pass it? Right here. This particular toy, I randomly chose 642 in toys, 7 in novelty toys, 25 in fidget toys, 356 in pre-kindergarten toys. Is this product moving? Somebody answer the question for me, please. Is this product moving? Yes or no? Let's go look at the next one. I'm gonna choose this one. It's the next one. Let's go look at the rank. This product is 19. Holy smoke. This product is number 19 in toys and games. It is number 1 in sorting and stacking toys. It is number 1 in fidget blocks. It is number 8 in pre-kindergarten toys. Is this product moving? Yes or no? This is number 1. What? Oh, it's just not fair to play this game. Let's go see. So that's a bestseller. I'm sure that is going to be some kind of ridiculous. So I'm going to choose something that is not ridiculous. I'm going to choose one of these other ones. Highly rated toys. This is sponsored though, based on sponsor. Okay, so I don't want that. That one's a bestseller. This is that same toy. This is this same toy. Oh, look. So that tells me what? It's the exact same toy. This tells me what? That there's a white label opportunity for this toy. It's here and it's here. Ah, this is an 8-pack. This is probably an 8-pack. Is there an 8 in here? There's a 4-pack and an 8-pack. That means there's a white label opportunity out there in the universe for this toy. Somebody somewhere is going to go find it. So let's see the competitor toy. Let's go see what the sales rank is. I think we looked at the one that says 4. So that's the reason why we got the numbers that we did, but I still was at pause. Okay. This is the competitor's toy. It is number 2 in fidget blocks. It is number 60 in games. What does that tell me? Is there a possibility that I could launch this product and still be in a high competition and still get some sales? Somebody please answer that question for me, please. The answer is yes. The answer is yes. I just have to go find this product on Alibaba or find out who the manufacturer is and see what the private label opportunity is. This is the same stupid product. The same product. The sales velocity on that is probably redunculous. Like I would probably go, what? Shut the front door. So go see if your product is selling. So is there sales for this particular product? Are people willing to pay for it? The answer is yes. Number 6. You can also go see if there's YouTube videos. Oh my God, I gotta go see this. Let's go see if there's YouTube videos for this stupid toy, whatever this pop tube sensory toys. Let's see if that's what they call it. Pop tubes. Okay, let's go. Let's go, people. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Pop tubes. Pop tubes. And let's just see what comes up. The toy comes up automatically. YouTube freaking videos. YouTube videos on this toy. Are people willing to pay for this stupid toy, people? Are they willing to pay? There's YouTube videos on it. Come on. I was not expecting that, but that's okay. So the answer is yes. So people are willing to pay. Number 6, because I found it. I can find similar products. There's other products. There's white label opportunity. This stupid video is on YouTube. It is crazy. Now, analyze the competition websites. I don't know if there's a Pop Tubes website. I have no idea. Pop Tubes. So is there a Pop Tubes website? Amazon listing, Walmart listing, specialty supplies, special need toys, Learning Express, play something toys, Fidget Toys Plus. So there's a couple of different sites, but there's not a dedicated Pop Tubes site. So I would go see if that domain exists. Somebody go check and see if the domain exists. And clearly this product is going selling, and its sales velocity is ridiculous. It is moving like crazy. So this one is just a level of ridiculous. I mean, I go buy the domain just so somebody can buy it from me in the future. So is there a website? Yes. Well, there's not a website, dedicated website. So I would write down when you go and search these on these sites. So we found how many sites? I'm going to go in my research, because again, I'm doing product research before I source a product. Because it's revealing to me that this is a thing. This is clearly a thing. So I'm going to write down the listing for this, the listing for this, the listing for this, the listing for this. I'm going to write down the titles, the descriptions. I'm going to look at the pictures. And so I can come up with all my keywords. And I'm going to look at it on Amazon. And I'm going to look at it on Walmart. I'm literally going to use all of those sites, all of those URLs to come up with my keywords for my potential product and my title. I'm going to be inspired by all of those combined to come up with it. But clearly, this is a private label product, white label product. It's a white label product. There's an opportunity out there for you guys. So I'm going to go look at the competitor sites. I'm going to write down the keywords, the descriptions, the solutions that they mention on the competitor sites. So when you go and look through these, what is the solution that it solves? Kids need to fidget. Maybe it's calming. Maybe it's whatever they say.
Oh, my pizza.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, but that's mine.
No.
That's mine.
Nope, it's not. There you go. Bye, buddy. That's my buddy, Nicholas. All right. So I'm going to write down the words that they put in these listings to say they solve this particular toy solves that problem. Okay. The next thing is I'm going to go look for online advertisements. Are people willing to spend money on ads for this particular product? Well, we saw sponsored here. So we have sponsor. So people are spending money on ads. When I just type in pop, whatever these things are, I see sponsored ads. This people paid for this real estate. It didn't just show up here naturally. Somebody paid to have their product show up when another person types in pop tubes in the search engine. They're paying for space. Are people paying for ads for this particular product? The answer is yes. Okay. These are products that are showing up. These, I think, are on Google Shopping. I think that's where that comes from. So, are people paying for ads? The answer to your question is yes. Next. The next thing is there an audience? So this particular product is around sensory toys. It's around fidget toys. So it's around all of those. So the question becomes, let me close this and close all of this. I got too many things open. Sorry, guys. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to look for fidget or sensory. So I typed in fidget. I didn't even type it right. And toys came up. There's fidget quilts, fidget rings. Again, more potential product ideas. So because I'm the person that I am, I'm literally, as soon as I type in fidget and the rest of the stuff showed up, I'm literally going to start doing product research on fidget rings, fidget quilts. Why am I doing that? Because that means that people are buying fidget related things, and there's a bundle opportunity in this fidget market. Okay, so I'm going to go look up these fidget rings, see if I can add them to my fidget toys. I'm going to go look up these fidget quilts, and I'm going to see if I can add them to my fidget toys. Maybe I create a bundle. Maybe I create a subscription box. So if I type in fidget toys, stuff is coming up on the Facebook Marketplace. That's for sure. And then I don't want all. I want groups. Sorry, fidget toys, and I'm going to go to groups. Look at that. So there's a fidget toy Facebook group, 60,000 people. Is there an audience that you can put your product in front of? Well, yeah. This one has 4.9, might as well say 5,000, 22,000, 4,000, 1,000, 4,000, 9,000, 4,000, 739, 752, 1,000, almost 2,000. So, is there an audience for this particular toy? Somebody answer the question. Is there an audience for this toy? Can I put ads in front of this audience? Yeah. Let's just look up fidget. Okay, so we get the same people. Maybe. Close. Not exactly, but close. Okay. We can do the same thing for dry skin. Maybe there's a dry skin moisturizing Facebook group. 770, 566,000. Evidently, they talk about dry skin in that Facebook group. 14,000, 34,000, 549,000, 156,000, 32,000. Is there an audience? Answer the question. Is there an audience? What was the other one? We did sensory fidget. We didn't do sensory toy. Sensory. Sensor. I stopped there. Look at that. Sensory, sensory, sensory. So I'm just going to go sensory, and I'm just going to type in the word groups. Okay, sensory needs, 25,000, 26,000, 108,000, 892, 4,400, 130,000. Is there an audience? Is there an audience, guys? Is there? I think so. I think there's an audience. Let's go for gray hair. Let's do the last one. I think we missed one. I think COVID long haulers. I think there's a whole bunch of. They've renamed some of these COVID long hauler groups, just so y'all know. So we got gray hair, GRR, and it's very interesting how it's GREY, GRAY. It is so interchangeable. It's crazy. Okay. Going gray gracefully, 274,000. 13,000. 971. 124,000, 18,000, 13,000, 32,000, 7,000, 533, 15,000. Is there an audience? Okay. So what have we done here? We have literally, and you don't have to use audience insights. I recommended audience insights, but you just go see if there's a Facebook group. So step one, we wrote down 5 things about ourselves, and then we wrote down 3 additional things about each one of the 5. That leaves us with 15. Number 2, we went to go check to see what the Google Trends data is. Write down some of the statistical data. Is this market look like, does it look like that there is a increase that's going to continue to grow in this particular market? Write down the answers, yes or no. Look for the numbers, see if you can get the sales stats, see if you can get the marketing stats, see if you can maybe, maybe find out some of the regional stats, okay? See what you can find out. Next, I'm going to go check Google Trends. I can use Trend Hunter. I can go check trends on Pinterest. Go find out what the trends are regarding this. Are the trends going up or down? We saw the gray hair trend was going down, at least based on the data that I was searching for the US. But, sensory was going way up, okay? The other thing is in the websites, make sure on number 7, you're looking for blogs. So I'll get there in just a second. Then number 4, we are checking to see what the reviews are for this market, because we don't want our product to have the same issues as whatever the product is that somebody else is selling. So we want to know what the problems are with it so we can potentially address it in our description or in our, whatever we're deciding to sell, our packaging, whatever that is. So we need to know what the issues are. Number 5, are there products to sell? If you start with AliExpress or Alibaba, you can go find wholesale suppliers. I'm going to give you guys a list of, I think, 2,000 or 3,000 wholesale suppliers. I don't know what the number is, but write those down. So when I talked about earlier, where can I buy ketchup? Like, you guys wrote down that I can go source from a wholesale supplier. Now let's just go find out the list of, like, you can Google search wholesale suppliers that sell ketchup, enter, and then look at the list. Because again, it is not about sometimes where to get the product. It is really what to sell. What is going to move? What are people looking for? What is the problem that needs to be solved? Then the next one is similar products. Go look at the reviews for similar products, look at the price for similar products, or go see if this particular product, if people are buying it, if they're buying similar products, then of course they will potentially buy yours. Are there reviews? Are there YouTube videos? The answer was yes. And then go look at competitor sites. Number 7. So we went to go just Google search for sites. If blog posts had come up, there's a whole bunch of great blog posts about the challenges of having gray hair. That is gold, because that blog post is telling you all the problems that people are having with gray hair. And all you have to do is either find multiple products that solve that problem if you're going to sell products that help gray hair. It's telling you exactly what the problems are. All you got to do is put together a bundle that has the answers to all those problems. Done. Product on the shelf solves all the problems. So look on websites and check to see what they are saying is the solution to these problems. Maybe they have a recommended product that they're recommending. We'll see if there's a white label opportunity for the recommended product. But some of these blogs will tell you 10 best shampoos for gray hair, 5 best brushes for gray hair, 2 best nightcaps to cover your gray hair, like night wraps or whatever. Check to see if people are paying for ads. They're paying for ad space to advertise this product or related products. People don't pay for ad space unless they're making money. When they're testing products, they're still testing it because they know that there's a market opportunity. People don't spend money on things that don't sell. Next one, is there an audience? Is there an avatar? Well, because I'm in the autism community, I know that one of the challenges is, sensory issues. So I could have gone down occupational therapy route. I could have gone down physical therapy route. I could have gone down social skills route. I could have gone down speech. I could have gone down so many different routes. But I went down the sensory integration. And so what do they need? They need sensory toys or sensory activities. We could have sold books. We could literally put together a sensory package that has the toys and sensory books to teach the parents how to potentially use um, the sensory packet. So it solves a problem. They get a book with instructions or information that somebody else wrote. I don't have to be the writer, but I'm selling it so that I can sell my products with it. So I'm giving them a complete solution, especially parents who are new to this autism journey. Okay. So was this exercise helpful? Did this kind of give you some ideas, some thoughts? Did it drive you to go, oh my God, I had not ever thought of it this way? Did it help you in any kind of way? Because if you really do this, you literally could have thousands of products to sell over time. Did this help you on your journey? Because we're going to use these same steps 2 through 9 to vet your bundle idea. Steps 2 through 9, we're going to vet your bundle idea. If it doesn't meet this criteria, I'm going to be like, okay, if you want to put that bundle together, you can go test it all you want to. The question becomes, is this solve a problem? Yes or no? If it doesn't solve a problem, meet a need, address an issue, create some level of convenience for the person, then don't be frustrated if you go, I bought 9,000 wooden spoons and nobody's buying wooden spoons. What kind of problem were you trying to solve? Well, I got a great deal on some wooden spoons. What was the problem you were trying to solve? Well, they said I could get them for like 1 cent. What's the problem you were trying to solve? You got to know what the problem is you're trying to solve, or either the convenience you're trying to create. If you don't know that, you're going to be like, what's it? So do all elements of the bundle have to meet these criteria? Not 100%, because they can be complementary things to the item. So when I talked about gray hair, I used that example of I could do white label shampoo and conditioner plus a brush. So it's still in the hair realm, but it's not a liquid. It's not, whatever. And I could maybe use a nightcap or a hair scarf so it's all hair related. So there's an association with it. Okay. Same thing with the sensory toys. So you could sell the sensory toys, but the bigger problem is parents not knowing what to do with this stuff if they are new to the autism journey. If they're new to the autism journey, do you not think that a booklet on how to help your child, giving them activities with these sensory toys, those two together are a match made in heaven? You have an instant tuned in audience that's going to be like, wow, like everything I need to know about this kit that I just bought is solving my problem. A great example of that is these meal kits. These meal kits, they give you all the food and they give you the recipe card. They show you what it's supposed to look, what you have before you, all the pieces of what you have before you, and what it's supposed to look like when you're done cooking it. So again, parents, if you give a parent a complete solution around whatever it is that was on your 5 list, do you not think like these meal kits that the parents would buy it? Yes or no? Would you buy it? Because again, we're starting with you in mind, starting with you. And then we are peeling back the onion. And there are things about you that you know really well. I know about being a Black woman. I know about gray hair. I know about children that have autism. These are things that I know. So let's break down some of the things that I know. Let's go down the rabbit hole on autism. Let's go down the rabbit hole on COVID. COVID is different for everybody, but COVID is sometimes the same for everybody. So what do I know? That's the goal, is for you to step through what you know and think about it from a completely different perspective. Think about it from a perspective of how can I take what I know and turn it into a potential bundle that solves a problem, creates convenience, or addresses, provides a solution to something. That is the goal. So your assignment is to literally do this exercise multiple times. It's going to reveal to you multiple potential products that you can sell. It is. It's going. There's no way that it won't. Like if it doesn't, I want you to schedule a session or bring it back to class. On the next class that we do, bring it back to class and said, I started with wrenches and I couldn't find. I'll be like, okay, you didn't try hard enough, because then I'm going to rattle off 9,000 things. Because I do this, I've done this for so long that it's second nature for me. And yes, it's going to take you a while to build that muscle so it becomes second nature for you. So you need to give yourself grace and mercy on this journey. You will get there if bundles are for you. You're literally going to create the most amazing bundles. So when I talk about how I teach creating bundles versus everybody else, I go down an approach that you can relate to because it is about you first. It's something about you that you never thought of. And we're going to dissect that, peel the onion. And then from there, you'll be able to make the connection and association to any other potential product bundles that happen to come your way, bundle opportunities that happen to come your way. We're just going to build this muscle over and over again. So what do you guys think about this exercise? You're like, oh, I don't know. I'm not feeling it. I don't understand it. Or actually, this is a really good exercise. Everybody should do this. This works if you do private label too. It works. It doesn't matter what you're selling. It works. If you want to sell a lot of it, it works. So thoughts, please share your thoughts before we go on to the next page. Yeah. There's a lot, because there's a lot of this stuff that you know about. You just never thought of it before. It's like you just took the blue pill or the red pill, one of the pills. It's like you just took one of them pills. The Matrix. I hope you guys go see the Matrix. I plan on going to go see the Matrix. It's like, wow, I never thought of it that way before. Yeah. Okay. So when we come back to class, I'm going to ask you guys how many product ideas that you came up with. If you have less than 10, you did not do this exercise correctly. If you have less than 10, you did not do the exercise correctly. You should have so many product ideas, it is ridiculous. Okay? All right. So if you're still drawing a blank, this is just an excuse really at this point. These are all ideas. I'm literally going to blow past this page, but this is irrelevant. I need you to focus on what you know, because you know the answers to what you know. You know the solution to what you know. You know the problem to what you know. So all of these, if I am not a person that knows anything, if I don't do cycling, if I'm not involved in cycling, I really don't know all of the potential pain points that I can create a compelling listing behind for cycling, because this is not my forte. So I got to go out and look at 20 other people's cycling listings to figure out how to compile a listing on cycling. Versus if I had to create, if somebody told me I had to create a listing for sensory toys, I would go, well, what is the problem? The problem is blah, 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 blah. I could literally rattle them off. I cannot rattle down the problem with cycling. That requires me to do at least 2 or 3 more hours worth of research just to be able to write down the problems with cycling, versus knowing enough about sensory issues and being able to write down the problem with children that have autism around sensory integration. I could rattle that off. So the goal is to get to a place where you naturally know what the problem is. And then you're able to hone in on that skill and use it in other areas. So I'm gonna move on. So searching for products, some of the basics. I told you I use Amazon. I cheat all day. I use Amazon to figure out if a product is popular. If it's hot, I figure out if a product is in demand. I use Amazon to read other people's product descriptions and titles. I use Amazon all day long. You can use Walmart too. I use Facebook to do product research. Clearly I do, because I go see if there's a Facebook group for that. I use Instagram. I use Pinterest. So you can use all of these tools to help you to do this product research that I just showed you. Like I used almost all of these. I didn't use Instagram and I didn't use Pinterest, but Instagram and Pinterest were mentioned in the action steps. So you can use all of these to help you to search for or answer the questions on those 1, 2 through 9 exercises. And you just rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. So you can also use this to help you to find product and potentially product suppliers. There are products on Facebook Marketplace. There are products on Pinterest. Sometimes you can click on that and get some additional information to find potential suppliers. Or you can walk into any store, turn it, whatever you pick up, turn it around to the back and find out who the distributor is. Take a picture of that distributor using your phone so you have that information. You can come back to it. So go do some research, search for some of the products, see if the products are on any of these platforms. Use that, or you can find them, see if they're sponsored ads, and use that to your advantage. So product sourcing, like I said, we're going to give you a list of suppliers. I forget 2,000 or 3,000. It may be 5,000. Like we have a couple of different lists. But you're going to get a list that you'll have access to that you can use as suppliers. But I don't want you to use that. Here's my deal. I've worked with too many people to know that they focus so much on the supplier and not necessarily the solution. You got to find the right supplier, yes. So they just go down this path of just, oh, I'm going to search for this supplier, this supplier, this supplier. You need to find out what the problem is you're trying to solve first before you just go down the supplier rabbit hole. Because you could be having ineffective conversations with people that are not going to be able to help you build an amazing bundle. So if you do the exercise first, what it does is it cuts down the amount of time that you have to spend trying to figure out what products you're going to sell. So when I do product research, I spend an hour on the steps 2 through 9. And then I spend an hour finding the suppliers because I'm honed in and focused. I can weed out the suppliers that are not going to be of benefit to me if I'm trying to come up with this bundle idea. So don't take that 2,000, 5,000, whatever the list number is, and just look through, keep going through the list, go through the list. You spend 5 hours later, you're still looking at suppliers. That is not helpful. It's not efficient either. So try to be efficient about your operations. That's the reason why we do this exercise. And try not to go down the rabbit hole of things you don't know enough about to be able to put together an amazing bundle that you know will solve that audience's problem and or serve that audience well. Okay. So wholesale suppliers, this is not all of them. This is just some of them. You can look up some of these wholesale suppliers to help you with your bundle idea as you go down the rabbit hole of looking up suppliers. You can also white label. I put down Dropify because Dropify actually is one of the suppliers that will allow you to white label supplements. There's a whole process around supplementation, but once you get approved, you can sell so many supplements and make so much money. So Dropify has a process in place to allow you to be able to sell supplements. So for those of you that want to sell supplements, they'll allow you to do that. The White Label Expo gives you a list of exhibitors that will allow you to put your brand onto their product. That little pop tube thing, which is just stupid as hell. I'm confident, that's a white label product. That means that people can buy that product wholesale and then put it in their own packaging, or they can buy it in packaging where you can slap your logo on the front of it and it be called yours. Either way, there's a whole bunch of them being sold right now. So that's a white label opportunity. So the white label exhibitors are people that allow you to slap your name onto something. It is not the same as print on demand. Print on demand is taking your design and putting it on a product. It is normally a limited number of products. You can put on pillows, you can put on phone cover cases, t-shirts, hats, pants, socks, phone covers, laptop covers, pins, that kind of stuff. They will not allow you to, in print on demand, put your logo on supplements. There is not a print on demand supplement supplier. There is not a print on demand wine supplier, so you can't put your logo on that. So don't confuse the two because they're not the same. Retail arbitrage, online arbitrage, there's a whole bunch of arbitrage suppliers that you have to choose from. So I love going to the store And like I said, I do cheat to try and do some of my bundles. So if I'm doing 52 bundles in a year, 52 different bundles in a year, yes, I am going to cheat on the 26th. I'm probably going to have at least 20 of my bundle problems solved. So that means I only have 32 left to go that I have to create on my own. But I'm going to every department as long as I might actually ride the electric scooter this time. I have not, since I have gotten out of the hospital and finally started going to the store, I have not used the electric scooter at all. I'm very proud of myself to say that because it takes a lot for me to walk around. If you've ever, like, I don't think anybody's gone shopping with me other than my kids and my brother because it's a lot. So I'm probably going to do the electric scooter, but I'm going to come up with some products that I'm going to get from the suppliers. The other thing, so wholesale, white label, arbitrage. Okay. Drop shipping, still an option, but with drop shipping, again, we're sending bundles. So in most cases, we're going to have to talk about a prep center putting it all together for us, or you have to put it all together so it can be sent. So drop shipping may not be viable unless you have a bundle idea that the drop shipper is willing to, sort of white label, private label for you. So that's a different discussion. So drop shipping is not mentioned here. Print on demand is not mentioned here, but print on demand is still a viable solution because you can, again, work with a print on demand supplier, maybe have your entire bundle ready to go, and then you have a print on demand piece, and maybe that gets put together in your prep center, or maybe it gets shipped separately. So you can make sure that you put on your listing that it is going to be shipped separately. So print on demand is an option, but you got to be strategic about how you do that in your bundle. So some basics of your listing. What we didn't talk about, we didn't take a deep dive into listings here. We did in session number 1, sort of. So when you're going down this path of doing steps 2 through 9, make sure you're looking at the titles, make sure you're looking at the pictures, make sure you're looking at the descriptions that they're putting in their listing. Pay attention to that stuff. Get on autopilot doing that. If you do that on autopilot, you will create better listings on every platform. It doesn't matter if you're doing Shopify or Walmart, you will get better at creating listings. You really will. Okay. So if you pay attention to the listings on Amazon, and then I would go look and check eBay. If you found a potential product solution, then go check it out on eBay and see if there's, the singular starting product is there, the one that's in demand is there. And then we can find all the complementary products that might go with that single product, whatever that is, the problem you're trying to solve, or the solution you're trying to create, or the convenience you're trying to build, whatever it happens to be. So check those other platforms as well. So we're looking for the keyword research. You're going to pay attention to the title, the description. Look at your competitors' listings, make some notes about those things. When we're about to create product bundles, we're going to do that. So if we're going to do the hair care bundle this time, we're going to literally go pay attention to every individual piece of that bundle. And then we're going to go see if they're the competitors. And if there's a competitor bundle out there, we're going to pay attention to that as well. What category is the product listed in? So what is the category that's listed in Amazon? What is the category that's listed in eBay? And what's the category that is listed in Walmart? We'll pay attention to that, where it is for similar or related products. Photos. So you noticed when we talked about photos in session 1, talking about photos again, you got to have big, beautiful, bright, colorful photos. It needs to come up really well on the phone. It needs to pop on the phone. We talked about keywords, so checking to see what the keyword is ranking for. I encourage everybody to go create a Keywords Everywhere account for $10. Use that as a helpful tool. It's $10 for like 100,000 searches or something like that. So you can use that to your benefit. Use a lot of the free tools to your benefit as well. So Trend Hunter and Google Trends, go look at some of that stuff and scroll down. We didn't go down to the bottom half of the page, but pay attention to some of that down there. When you first start typing in words in your search bar, pay attention to what auto fills. Those first 10 things that auto fill in there. Make a note of that. Take a screenshot. I don't care. Also install like there's another Amazon extension, Almaze and AEMZ Expander, something like that. Install those 2 as well if you're using Chrome. It's going to give you some keyword information that might help you create your amazing bundle, because the goal is to get eyeballs and traction on your bundle. So you got to know what words people are using to search for your product and or search for a solution to the product. All the stuff that I was typing in the Google search bar, those are keywords. When I was looking up statistics, I was like typing statistics. When I was trying to see sales, I was like, I'm typing in sales. Like, those are keywords. So again, pay attention to what you type in the search box. What are you typing in the search box to do your research? Write that down. All of this should be in your notebook. And then when you think about the price, I always try to sell stuff, we'll get into that in more detail, but I try to start at 4 times up to 7 or 8 times what I'm into the total cost of all the products combined and above. So if I'm lucky to get everything for like free, or if I'm able to get everything for like 25 cents, I'm clearly not going to sell everything for $1 if I have 4 pieces in there, and then so $4, I'm not going to sell it for that. I'm going to sell it for something that is a massive profit to me. So I try to figure out all my total costs, and then I try to multiply that. And at this point, because shipping has become such an issue when it comes to pricing, I'm going to talk about separating out shipping on whatever platform you're selling on from your total price and make the customer pay for the shipping. All right. So I know today was exhausting. I apologize. We went for 3 hours. I'm really passionate about that product research part, because that one is where that's my big money maker. That method has been my money maker. So we went through a bunch of stuff. Next week, we're going to create a listing on Amazon. So we're going to go through the listing checklist. We just talked about those things, not next week, in the next class. Keyword research, titles. We're going to talk about photos, creating photos, editing photos, taking photos. And we're going to do a whole 2-part series on the photo thing, because we had to do that in the last class series. But yeah, we're going to do this whole photo thing. Photos are important. You can make photos with 0 products in front of you. I do it all the time. So we're going to talk about that, how you do it, what are the tools you can use. So I hope this is helpful to you all. What questions can I answer? And the Q&A is at 3, not 2. What questions can I, it's right now. What questions can I answer? It's on a different link. So what questions can I answer? Did you get any value out of today's class? Was today's class helpful to you? Are you going to use this? You guys going to do your homework? Was this helpful? Did you get any value out of today's class? I know I talked for a long time, and I'm sorry, guys. Is this helpful? You guys should tell people about this bundles workshop, because I just don't think people get it. I test with arbitrage all the time. Should you test? The question is, should you test with arbitrage before ordering large? Absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. I test with retail arbitrage all the time. I compile my bundles. I put together pieces. And let me tell you, here's my cheat. I test with retail arbitrage first. I go try and find pieces after I've sat down at home and done my research first. And then I figure out potential suppliers that make sense for what I'm about to put together. I get up, I go to the store, and I go to the store and I literally try to put everything together to figure out, what is my packaging going to look like? How much is this going to weigh? Am I going to do large boxes? Am I going to do smaller boxes? So that I can figure out, maybe there's a cost element that I'm not thinking about in this bundle. So I can put all the pieces together and go, oh, okay, so I can do this in flat rate and I don't have to pay for a box. So if I do it in flat rate, then my cost for shipping is blah, blah, blah. So that's going to help me. It's also going to help me, like when you're dealing, if you're going to send an Amazon storage fees, like you got to know how big this whole thing together. If I shrink wrap it, if I, when I'm putting it together to send it into Amazon, how small do I need to get this so that they're not charging me these crazy storage fees? Or if I'm going to ship it myself, again, how small can I do the packaging so that I'm not charging my customer a bunch for shipping fees? So yes, I absolutely go and do retail arbitrage for that. Where's the link for Q&A? Questions and answers. We're just going to stay on here. The link is in your email. So I think it's like bullet number 5 or 6 of the email. So do you have to design the packaging? It depends. It depends on where you're going. So if you have something where you're just going to, it's just going to be, sort of a shrink wrap or a poly bag or something like that, then no, you just need to print off some stickers with your, well, yes and no. Amazon is going to want to see, if we're not going to get too deep into the Amazon conversation today, but Amazon is going to want to see your packaging with your logo on it and not just a sticker that's put onto some packaging. So long-term, bigger picture, Amazon's going to want to see that. Can I do that? Yeah, I can do one of those. I do custom. You can use custom. My friend owns a Custom Box Authority or custom something. I got to go ask Mark, what's the name of his business? I think it's Custom Box Authority. So it's a subscription-based business. So he created that. He's my coach and mentor. And I knew him before he created it. So I'm a huge fan of his. But in any case, you can put together something that's a one-time thing to satisfy a requirement for Amazon and then just use stickers in the future. So do I have to create packaging, design packaging? The reality is if you're going for the brand effect, long-term, bigger picture, you probably should do some packaging. You want to think about the customer experience. What is the customer experience going to be like, look like, feel like? So would it benefit your customer long-term to get together a whole packaging experience? Maybe. Is there, I think my son is trying to jump on something echoing. If I am not going to go with, if I'm just going to do generic, then again, you can just, depending on what it is you're selling, I don't know what you're going to sell yet. You don't know what you're going to sell yet. You can use shrink wrap, you can use poly bags. You can just put all the components into a box. Just depends. We got to see what you're going to do. In the pop-up tubes, there was one custom packaging that stood out. Yeah. So they got a box. And so you can definitely do that. Subscription box, is that private label product or general product? Depends. I hate to say depends, but it's the truth. So subscription boxes, you can do all kinds of stuff with subscription boxes. I even got a subscription box when I was sick. Someone sent me soups. They sent me soups. It was a subscription box. And so for a period of time, I got these coffee mugs with some like Lipton soups in there. Like it wasn't anything fancy, wasn't anything special. And they put it in this cute box with this tissue stuff in there and put a nice little card in there. And it was like, oh, this is so sweet. This is a great idea. Like it's, so it depends. Private label, it can be, or it can just be generic products. Just depends. Does that help? Any good subscription box site that I should look into? Well, I just mentioned my friend. I need to get the real name of his site because I don't know what it is. I think it's like Custom Box Authority. Let me go look. Custom Box Authority. I actually know him. Like know him. I should know the name of his business. I'll have it for the next class. So, but again, you're jumping the gun. First, we got to find the product. So we're jumping the gun. The goal is not to jump the gun. The goal is to come up with bundle ideas. Once you come up with bundle ideas, then you can just keep feeding the bundle idea. And now we can add subscription boxes to that. We got to come up with the bundle ideas. So we're jumping the gun. I'll have it for you in the next class because I don't remember what it is. His name is Mark Stern. So yeah, he's my mentor. I think he's amazing. Founder of Custom Box Agency. I was so close. That's an authority. Oh, Custom Box Agency. Yep, there he is. So this is him. So yeah, this is his business. So wow. Why is it taking me to the strategy page? Is there not like a main page? Okay, I don't know. So yeah, he helps people with coming up with custom boxes and everything that goes with it. I have his course. Look at all of these amazing products that he's come up with for custom boxes. He's really good. He actually taught me how to do summits. So he's my mentor. He's a great guy. This is his dog. His dog is named Rover. Yeah, he's good at what he does. He lives in Austin, Texas. So Anyway, I hope that that is helpful to you. I just could not think of it. Anyway. All right. I hope this is a blessing to you all. Go and do the homework. Actually, enjoy some time with your family and do the homework. We will see you in class. We have so much to cover because we're going to do Amazon next, but I need your ideas. So not because look, we're not here to steal each other's ideas. Let's just hashtag facts here. Let's just put that out there in the universe. We are here to be a serving and a blessing to each other. We're looking for honest opinions. We're not thieves over here. Okay. So we're going to talk about your product. So if you ever feel like, oh, I can't share my idea, you can have a private one-on-one session with me. I'm not here to steal anybody's ideas. Okay. All right. I will talk with you all later. Have a blessed one. Happy Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. We will talk to you in the next class session. Say goodbye for now.